ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frank R. Long Memorial Stadium. Here on the campus of
Jackets down in Hayesville, North Carolina, at Hayesville High School. Covering this Hayesville Murphy football game, Jake West, director of Team F1 Sports here. Joining me tonight is Caleb Tallman. Caleb is our all things Hayesville sports guy. He's been broadcasting the Hayesville games for us. This is our Jackie Jones Ford pregame show. Caleb, what are you kind of expecting to see tonight?
You know, Hayesville has not beat Murphy since 2006. And in fact, I don't think there's been a 10-point game since 2006 during that last win. You know, I would expect Murphy to win tonight, but I do think it's going to be a little bit closer of a game than people think. Hayesville improved a lot from week 1 to week 2. This is the first week where they've had a full week of practice all season with all their players, and so I think the improvements on a steady incline. And obviously Murphy's a better team in this matchup. But if Hayesville comes out strong, executes, tries to defend home field a little bit, we could see a better matchup than I think what people are expecting.
Yeah, I think Hayesville, they've hung around more than people have thought they would, and obviously they're 0-2 this year, but they've hung around in these games more than people I think we're going to give them credit for. They hung around with Robbinsville, and that game could have been I won't say a lot closer, but it definitely could have been closer. And they hung around with Franklin. I think that game definitely could have been a lot closer if not miscues on the special team side.
Yeah, and obviously, like, when you look at it, if I would have told you last week, Jake, that Hayesville was going to kick off to Robbinsville, but they would have the first lead of the game, you'd have looked at me and said I was crazy. And they came out, and, you know, head coach Chad Mcclure for Hayesville, he's obviously not shy to go for it and got a little bit of guts to him. And they hit Robbinsville with a surprise onside. You know, I'm not saying they're going to do that 2 weeks in a row, but you never know, they might. You know, their kicker doesn't kick it super deep. And so they'll keep Murphy on their toes. If anything, you think for Murphy this is going to be a good matchup because Hayesville does a lot of things of teams that they're going to see in the playoffs that it'll prepare them for a playoff game. It's good to have one of these games on tape if you're Murphy. And if you're Hayesville, you just never know. You got a stud running back. Obviously, one of our preseason offensive players of the year and running back Blake Mcclure. You know, he gets hot. We've not seen him get hot yet this year. He just hasn't had the consistent touches due to Hayesville's turnovers. But, you know, if Hayesville was to play a turnover-free game tonight, which I don't know that they're capable of doing, but if they were to do that, I'd expect to see them hang around 2-3 quarters here. And then, as you know, these are high school athletes. You hang around for 2 or 3 quarters, and all of a sudden you get into the fourth quarter, and Murphy, you know, all the pressure's on Murphy to win this game. Hayesville's got zero pressure to win this game. So you find a way to hang around for a couple of quarters. All of a sudden you find a little bit of belief, and who knows what could happen late in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Hayesville comes into the game with nothing to lose. I mean, all the pressure's on Murphy, like you said. Murphy comes into the game 2-0. Big, huge win over Franklin last week, where they came out and played their butts off in the second half, and then they kind of struggled a little bit in the first quarter against Andrews in their first game of the season, but they finally got things together after that. A big part of their success has been good running back play from 2 sophomore running backs in John Ledford and Ty Laney. So that's kind of one of the things we want to talk about. We'll switch over, and Brian, can you pull up our keys to the game? We'll talk about that really quick. Caleb, you want to touch on Hayesville's keys of the game?
Yeah. Obviously for Hayesville, I've already mentioned it, is can you limit turnovers, right? Because I believe you had 4 last game, and then you had, I don't know what to call it. You were on the call with me in that first game. Did you have 4 or 5 in the second game? Because one of them was a block punt. That's not counted as a turnover, but it obviously gave Franklin the ball at the 15-yard line on their first offensive drive. So can you limit the turnovers? Because you find a way to limit the turnovers, it'll keep you right there. And then we kind of touched on it a little bit early, is can you make room for Blake Mcclure? You know, this is a kid that had over 100 yards rushing last season against Murphy and Robbinsville. And having been at those games myself last year, those weren't against Murphy and Robbinsville's backups. Those were against their starters, and he didn't play much after, you know, midway through the third quarters in both those games once it was a blowout. And so, you know, can you get him the ball in space? Because I don't think, due to size limitations, you're not going to see him running up the gut for a 50-yard play unless there's a broken play or something. But can you get him out in space? Can you get him one-on-one with Murphy's DBs and outside linebackers? Because you put him in those one-on-one matchups, There's not a lot of kids in this conference that are going to tackle him easily one-on-one. And then lastly, can you get big stops on third down? A common theme for Hayesville's defense is, you get a good tackle for a loss on first down, and then, you get a 0-yard stop on second down. But on third down, you've seen Hayesville's defense, personal fouls. Like last week against Robbinsville, they got Robbinsville in 3rd and 30. Penalty on Robbinsville, a fumble that Robbinsville recovered, and then all of a sudden on a third down play, you get a personal foul and you're giving Robbinsville a free first down. If you want to stay in it with Murphy, you can't give them any free first downs. And so that third down, even fourth down defense, as we see, not a lot of high school kickers are kicking, 40 to 30 to 40-yard field goals. So most teams, you're 4th and 5 or even 4th and 10 from the 30-yard line in, you're probably going for it. So can you find a way to finish off defensive series?
I think, those are all good points that you make. But the biggest one for me would be for Hayesville limiting turnovers. I mean, we've seen them just turn the ball over an insane amount through the first 2 games. But for Murphy, the Bulldogs, their keys to the game is going to be next man up. The Bulldogs had a lot of kids, 2 or 3 key players knocked out of the game against the Panthers last week when they hosted Franklin. So it's going to be next man up mentality. Like we talked about earlier, getting those sophomore running backs really going. Ty Laney and John Ledford. Ledford, 10 carries, 102 yards and a touchdown last week. And Ty Laney, 9 carries, 53 yards and a touchdown. So those kids being able to keep their head, carry on, hold on to the ball when they're carrying it. That's going to be huge for the Bulldogs and whether they're going to be able to come out and dominate this game early. Establish a run, that goes right up with what I was talking about with next man up. Also, we kind of breezed over it right there. Yusuf Muggerville was knocked out and was on the sideline in street clothes for the second half of the last game. Don't want to speculate about whether Rathburn or Muggerville will be back playing in this game. But they were the two key players that were knocked out of the second half of last week's game against Franklin. So that's kind of the next man up mentality they're going to have. And also going to have to keep their head. Bulldogs had an unprecedented amount of personal foul penalties called last week, unsportsmanlike penalties, face masks, just penalties in general. They're going to have to keep their head and stay composed all the way through. I mean, Caleb, in sports and in football especially, somebody might say something to you that you're not going to like. You have to react to that in a you can't react to it. You have to respond to it.
They always say they never catch the first player. You might get smacked in the face mask, you might get hit a little bit late, but especially our referees around here, they tend to be a touch slow, and so by the time they finally turn their head and you retaliate, they always catch the retaliation.
Yeah, they do. Background coming into this game, Caleb, you said it's been how many years since Hayesville has beaten
2006, and not only that, there's not been another game within 10 points. I don't remember that well. I can look up the score and see it. I had a concussion against Murphy one of the years that I played. I remember we lost by it was more than 20, let's put it that way. I don't remember that game too well. That's probably lucky for me. But for Hayesville too, one of the things you really got to think about is the Smoky Mountain Conference is traditionally strong. One of the strongest conferences in the state. I would anticipate if one of the third place team in the Smoky Mountain Conference can just have a loss against Robbinsville and Murphy this year, it's very probable that a 4-2 Smoky Mountain Conference team is going to pick up a wild card spot for the playoffs. And the way I see that shaking out right now is you're looking at Andrews, who just beat Swain, so they're kind of in pole position.
First time in 23 years since Andrews.
Absolutely. So obviously right now you see Andrews in pole position, but and I could be wrong. Hayesville could lose to Swain and Andrews, but the way I see it, I would expect if they stay healthy and playing well, I think that third spot is probably going to come down to Hayesville and Andrews. And so Hayesville has had murderer's row to start the season. There's no team in the conference, not Robbinsville, not Murphy, that's had a tougher schedule to start. Hayesville started out with Franklin, a school that's 2A but is moving up to 3A next year. And then you have Robbinsville last week, what's it been like? I guess since we're playing this spring, it's been 3 years since Robbinsville's lost a football game now. And then this week you got Murphy. And so, win or lose this game, Hayesville's started with a murderer's row. So can you survive this game? One of the really big things in talking with head coach Chad Mcclure throughout the week is they've stayed healthy. You know, how many teams can say they played Franklin and Robbinsville back-to-back and stayed healthy through that? You know, everyone's got their bumps and their bruises. You know, Blake Mcclure got a little shaken up last week when he landed on the ball, but he's fine. He's full go tonight. But can you survive this game tonight, win or lose, and be injury-free? And then, you know, you can look your players in the eyes and say, you know, we just faced the 3 toughest opponents we'll see all year, and move on to the next phase of your season and try and win out and make a playoff game. And, you know, big game tonight, obviously. You know, when we're looking at the Bulldogs, one of the biggest things I see is what kind of player are you going to get at Kellen Rumfeld tonight? And I'm going to ask you that just because, you know, he didn't play well against Andrews early, and that obviously affected what the Bulldogs are planning to do. And then he played great against Franklin last week. And so looking from an outsider's perspective, you're our guy, all things Murphy. But the way I see it is if Kellen Rumfeld plays great tonight, I don't know how much of a chance Hayesville has. But if he plays more like he did against Andrews, that's going to leave an opening for Hayesville. What are your thoughts on the quarterback position for Murphy? Always important.
Yeah, I think Rumfeld. This is what you gotta understand about Rumfeld. Rumfeld he's a gunslinger, and he's in an offense where he's not going to be allowed to be a gunslinger. Really, I mean, he threw 10 passes last week, and he was 5 for 10, 2 touchdowns, and that was a great week in a Murphy Bulldog offense, passing the football. But I mean, I think only drawback about Rumfeld is he kind of gets happy feet back there in the pocket sometimes. You can't knock the kid for it though. I mean, he's a baseball player that is just playing football. You know, he's not a football player through and through, and you can tell that out here at warm-ups. We're seeing him throw the ball 60 yards through the air, and you can tell he's a baseball first guy. And I seen him down on the field, and first game of the season, first thing I noticed about him is he's put on a lot of muscle between this last season, between the last season and this season. So I think that's going to help him in this Bulldog offense when he has to tuck his head and run the football. I would look for that, and I know in JVs he was a running quarterback, so I think that may be something that Murphy tries to integrate, a lot more RPO, stuff like that, instead of just sending him straight back to look through his reads and make a pass.
Go back to the Seth Curtis days a little bit.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
You know, one of the things I see, I've got the stats here in front of me, and they're kind of telling, because when you look at Kellen Rumfeld for the year, he's 8 of 18 passing. I mean, that's only a 44% completion percentage, but he does have 2 passing touchdowns. But on the opposite side of it, sophomore starting quarterback for Hayesville, Logan Caldwell, is 17 for 30 on the year through 2 games. So he's got a higher passing percentage, but here's the big one: he's got 4 interceptions and the lost fumble on the year. And so even though he is not near as accurate maybe as Caldwell, when he misses, he doesn't miss bad. Because at times, you know, I really think in the next year to 2 years here, people are going to be talking around the conference about the ability of Logan Caldwell for Hayesville. He can really fit it in some tight spots. You know, with starters still in the game last week, he did an opposite side rollout to the left. And, I mean, he threw a cross-body 25-yard dime to Kyle Lunsford in the end zone. Lunsford full stretch out, tiptoe the left sideline. And you think, man, how many quarterbacks in the conference or even this area can make that throw? But because he knows he can make that throw, sometimes he says, oh, I can fit it in this hole. And he can't fit it in that hole, and a wide receiver or a DB is going to jump that and intercept it. And so, you know, while their percentages are opposite, you'd almost say, oh, the quarterback's got the worst percentage, is definitely throwing more interceptions. But, you know, Rumfeld does seem to take care of the ball.
Yeah, I think in mountain football and the way Murphy runs their offense, all Kellen has to do is be a field general, call in the right plays, make sure he's making the right reads, and just take care of the football. Taking care of the football is that's how you win games. You win the turnover battle, you're going to win the football game pretty much. And I think obviously Rumfeld, he's got a cannon, he can throw it 60 yards down the field, but that's definitely one of the best things about having Kellen Rumfeld as your quarterback is that he can take care of the football, and he's going to make smart decisions, whether it be through the air or on the ground with his feet. We're going to take a quick break. Our Jackie Jones Ford pregame show. We'll be back here in about 3 minutes, and we'll bring you the second half of this pregame show, and then we'll bring you some live football here at Hayesville, North Carolina.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices
are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Jackie Jones Ford pregame show. Jake West, Director of Team FYN Sports here. Joining me tonight is Caleb Tallman. Introducing the Hayesville cheerleaders right now on the right side of the field. If we can get a pan over there and get a shot of that. We've got about 9.5 minutes until kickoff here. Caleb, I think we pretty much said everything that can be said. Anything you forgot about that you want to drive home?
You know, just one thing I wanted to mention too is Hayesville's got 17 freshmen and sophomores on the team. You know, they kind of decided with their low numbers they were going to pull a bunch of their freshmen up, but really they've had a couple of freshmen really surprised. One of the freshmen that, you know, honestly, as an 8th grader, he didn't even play that much on JV last year, and has kind of came out of nowhere for Hayesville's defense as Taylor Mcclure. If that name sounds familiar, he's the other son of head coach Chad Mcclure and the younger brother of star running back Blake Mcclure. But he actually, as a freshman, is leading the Hayesville defense in tackles with 20. 13 of those solos. He plays, kind of a walk-up linebacker, safety role, but, if I'm Hayesville's defense, one of the big things is you really got to be able to keep Rumfelt from throwing over the top, and Taylor Mcclure is going to be a big part of that tonight.
Let's take a quick pause and let's hear the national anthem sang here before we kick off.
Miss Reagan Bunch.
One thing I wanted to touch on, 7 minutes till kickoff. One thing I wanted to touch on, Caleb, is we're going to see our FYN Sports preseason players of the year on both sides of the ball. We're going to see our preseason, our co-preseason players of the year. We have Yusuf Boogerville and Blake Mcclure, who were both named our co-offensive players of the year. So that's something to watch for sure, especially if we get to see Yusuf Boogerville out there. We know he was banged up a little bit against Franklin last week.
That'd be quite the collision because, Muggerbill, he's going to play offensive tackle in college most likely, or even guard. He plays both ways for Murphy, and he's one you want to avoid running into, but it might be nice to see Mcclure and him have a couple of head-on collisions tonight.
I'm sure we'll see that. I know, at least when I was going through school at Murphy, Caleb, and I'm sure it's the same way with you when you were going through school at Hayesville. Murphy and Hayesville, they don't like each other. It may not be a Robbinsville and Murphy hatred, but it's definitely.
Well, it depends on the sport.
Yeah, I agree.
You best believe if we didn't have 30% capacity and this place was completely jacked full, and you had a close game in the fourth quarter, it'd be pretty mean-spirited. It's been a while, Under head coach Chad Mcclure, Hayesville's come a long way in just one and a half years with him as the head coach. Nothing better would be for the conference than to see these two teams be able to put some close matchups on the football field in the years to come. And I really do think under Mcclure, Hayesville's going to be on the up. He's one of the best head coaches they've had, since I've lived in the area in the past 15 years or so. And so, Hayesville's not quite there tonight yet probably, but it'd be a lot of fun to see some close matchups in the years to come.
Yeah, I agree. We've got some captains walking out here if you want to look them up and tell us who they are. But, Caleb, one thing I also want to touch on is the conference as a whole, all around, is kind of down this year. I mean, Swain, obviously, usual juggernaut, lost to Andrews, and Murphy and Robbinsville not as strong as they have been in the past few years. I kind of thought coming into this year, a lot of these games would have been a little closer, and we're going to find that out tonight, how close this Hayesville-Murphy game is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely, but saying Robbinsville's down a little bit, they still haven't lost in 2 years, and like I told you in our first broadcast of the year together, I'm not going to believe Robbinsville has lost, because it's been so long since they've lost, until the scoreboard hits double zeros, and the final score has them losing. But until that happens, Robbinsville might not lose again for a couple more years. We'll see.
I agree. They're up right now. They kicked off early at 6 p.m. They're up 28-7 over Irwin. It's their homecoming over in Robbinsville.
So you're saying they're only counting a 3A school at halftime?
Yeah. We want to shout out the Robbinsville Black Knights, though. They've been good to us. Their faculty, their administration over there. All the Smoky Mountains Conference schools have been good to us. We appreciate them welcoming us in, especially here in Hayesville, which is where we are right now. And Hayesville's captains out there. You want to tell us who they are?
Yeah. I believe we have 4 seniors out there right now. We got senior running back number 23, Blake Mcclure. Obviously, he was one of our preseason offensive players of the year. You got number 24, defensive back, Cable Krieger. He was one of our preseason all defensive backs. Got 55 offensive lineman, Ethan Taylor. He was one of our preseason offensive linemen, all conference members. And then number 56, that's William Wimpy, the undersized but always scrappy center for Hayesville.
For Murphy, it looks like we're going to have Cody Carlson as a captain and number 50, Landon Jordan. And I can't tell, is that a 3 or a 5?
Is it a 9? It looked like it might be number 9, Marcus Kephart.
Hard to tell those white jerseys and those yellow numbers.
I'm going to go with Marcus Kephart just based on his 5'6" roster size.
Cable Krieger, number 55.
McClure and Jordan, main captains for both teams tonight at the center field. Bulldogs will be calling it.
Looks like Murphy won the toss.
Everyone the toss, and they will defer to the second half.
That means Hayesville will receive the opening kickoff on the scoreboard side of the field, the far end. So at least we can say Hayesville's not going to be able to start the game with another surprise onside tonight.
Yeah, Billy, it will be interesting with Hayesville getting the football to start the game here. I'm going to anticipate more of a passing game tonight from the Yellow Jackets than we've seen in previous years. Just because I think they're going to want to catch Murphy on their heels and maybe try to break one off early through the air.
Yeah, absolutely, and even so, just like it was last week, it's going to be the same this week. Hayesville's offensive line is going to be undersized against Murphy. And so what you're going to want to see is Hayesville does, I'm not going to say they have better athletes than Murphy, but that is the better matchup for them to go pound for pound on the front line. There's not going to be much of a chance for them to drive the ball into the middle of the Murphy defense. Their best option on offense is get it out on the perimeter. And so, one of the big plays last week was Blake Mcclure caught like a 25, 30-yard touchdown pass. And so he's a big weapon as a receiver too. So can you find ways to get the ball to him, or the speedy freshman Asher Brown, or senior Tyler Anderson?
I was going to ask you. We all know McClure and Moogerville and Rathburn. Let's hear you toss a name out there that needs to have a big game tonight for Hayesville to come through.
Tyler Anderson. He's a sure-handed wide receiver, faster than he looks, and really physically, he's probably one of the stronger wide receivers in the conference. He had like 3 catches last week for like 50 or 60 yards. Had a couple of deep ones. First play of the game, McClure threw a halfback pass to him for about 30 yards. And so if you see a couple of deep shots early, that'd be their targeted wide receiver.
I think the person to watch for the Bulldogs is going to be number 3, Peyton McCracken, on the defensive side of the ball. If Hayesville does try to go through the air, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here in Hayesville, North Carolina.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fuller.
All right, welcome back. We're opening kickoff. Jake West, Director of Team F1 Sports here. Joining me tonight is Caleb Tallman. Caleb, here's the opening kickoff from Carlson. Carlson puts a little squib kick on the ground, but it gets some good yardage out of it.
Yeah, that's Tyler Anderson picking it up for Hayesville. Man, he did not get any blocking. Looks like he's going to be down right at the 20. Not a deep kick, but Hayesville's blocking. Murphy blew through their line right there.
That's 34, Ty Laney on the tackle. That's one of those sophomore running backs, linebackers that I said we were going to have to watch out for if Murphy was going to be able to move the football. If Rathburn is out, not sure if Rathburn is out tonight, but we'll see as this game advances on. So Hayesville will begin their first drive of the night at the 20-yard line.
I will say I do see Ray Rathburn at the middle linebacker position, so it looks like he is a go tonight for Murphy. We got Caldwell for Hayesville in a pistol formation. He's going to hand off to Mcclure left side. He does not have much room. He's only going to get about 2.5 yards. Looks like he's wrapped up there.
74, Rashad Davis just stuck his big paw out there and drug Mcclure down. Look at 74. Look at Davis. That's a big old boy. I would not want to run into him.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Mcclure kind of drive through people, but that's not a body you drive through that much.
No. Well, I will say this, Caleb, we do not see 73 out there on defense, so no use of Moogerville on defense.
And, if you had to save a side and you only wanted him to play one way tonight, offense would be the preferred side for him. Caldwell and pistol with Mcclure deep. Caldwell takes a snap. It's a fake pitch to Mcclure, and he's going to throw a deep ball. Asher Brown is open, and he has caught it. That is going to be about a 33-yard gain. And as we talked about early, one of the guys we mentioned, that's a freshman out there, Asher Brown. Looks like Murphy's DB bit on the double move there, and Caldwell put a ball on the money. Just like you said, Jake, early, Hayesville going to have to take some deep shots.
Yeah, that was number 21, Rylan Dickey for the Bulldogs, just burnt up the left side as Asher Brown just took a seam route.
Another good ball by Caldwell. It looks like it's going to be another Hayesville first down. That's old reliable for Hayesville, as we're learning early. Avery Leatherwood on the catch. That little 5-8 yard pop route is one of Hayesville's go-to routes. And Hayesville, for the first time all year, has got some offensive flow going early. No trick plays necessary, just good old-fashioned offense.
I told you, Caleb, if Hayesville's going to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to come out and pass the ball earlier, and that's what they're doing right now. They're just marching down the field through the air.
And then what we're seeing is they're quick routes, but Logan Caldwell, when he has time, he's very accurate. But, last week he had no time with Robbinsville's D-line in his face. Murphy D-line's big, but not quite as quick. Hayesville shifted on offense. Caldwell in a shotgun. Mcclure to his right. It's a direct snap to Mcclure. Caldwell's out blocking, but McClure's got no room. He's going to make something out of nothing and get about 1 or 2 yards. I do see a flag in the backfield, Jake.
Yeah, that's you can hold your breath on a play like that if you're a Yellow Jacket fan when you see Caldwell get out there and try to block a guy like Rylan Dickey or one of those big Bulldog defensive linemen. What's the call going to be here? This is a holding.
That's what you don't want to see. Hey, Jake, we made it 4 whole plays without a penalty there, so that maybe better things yet to come tonight.
Yeah. Let's see. Is that gonna be the big one or? So they'll replay first down, have it first and.
Yeah, that's gonna drop them back 10 yards. I don't know how they drop back further than 10 yards. We dropped them back 12 yards. So we're going to have a 2nd and 22. You can't drop back further than 10 yards on a holding, but with our stellar Smoky Mountain Conference refs, we have seen them, not be exact on some of their measurements and yardages. I saw that against Robbinsville last week. So
it's probably from the spot of the foul, Caleb. He was probably 2 yards back in the backfield when he was holding there. High snap, but he brings it down. He's looking to pass again, and arm was going forward, so Hayesville avoids disaster there for sure.
Yeah, that's a big thing for Hayesville there. Early, Caldwell fumbles that. That's not what you want to see. But they said his arm was going forward, so that's going to be an incomplete pass. Give Hayesville a little more life into him. We've seen it early. I mean, we've gotten 2 quick plays to Mcclure, but and if you are this Murphy defense, you have, in my opinion, one of the best defensive coordinators, not only in the conference but in the state. And you have to know that he told his defense this week, look, boys, we'll give up a big play here or there maybe, but absolutely not are we going to let Blake Mcclure beat us. We got the play clock winding down to 0 here, but the refs look like they're going to reset it. They were trying to figure out the respot of the ball there.
Caleb, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Hayesville's offense run better when they can go no huddle.
Absolutely, yeah. They like to go quick. They never huddle, but when they go quick, that's when you see it. And so when referee things happen, it kind of messes up their flow. Caldwell back to snap.
Oh man, that was a pretty throw on the run. It hit him. Looked like it hit number 7.
Yeah, that's
for the
Kyle
Jackets.
Lunsford. We saw him catch a big one last week. He just can't quite come up with that one. But that's kind of what I was talking about with Caldwell there. Really accurate. But you know, that ball was dropped right between 2 Murphy defenders. So while that's an exciting play, you know, is that one you really want to test right there? Probably there's a good time to do it. You know, if that does get intercepted, Murphy's deep in their own territory. But I will say this about the young Logan Caldwell: he's never afraid to try and squeeze one in, and it's hurt him a time or two this year.
That was a beautiful ball though. Hit Anderson right in the hands, just a little high. He's going to drop back and throw again. That one gets away from him, and that's going to sell. It's going to sell over his receiver's head. That's going to bring up a 4th and forever, thanks to that holding penalty for the Jackets.
You'd have to imagine even on their own side, even though they're on Murphy's side of the field, there you see Hayesville. They're bringing out the punt team.
Let's see if they can put Blake McClure's leg to good use here. Our FYN Sports preseason punter of the year.
One of the things about McClure, and we'll see here, I hope he proves me wrong. Let's hope he can pin him deep here. He's got a cannon for a leg, but you know, he's not necessarily, his best attribute is not pinning him inside the 5. But we'll see. Good snap. McClure on the punt. That ball is high up in the air. Fair catch is called for, but evaded, and it is down to about the Murphy 17. So that's about a 25, 26-yard punt there. And the Murphy offense will be coming out on the field.
Yeah, you could tell McClure there just didn't want to boot that one through the back of the end zone, so he tried to put some hang time on it and probably didn't get as much leg behind it as he would have wanted to, but it saved him about a couple yards at least from not going out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. So Murphy's going to be 1st and 10 from looks like their own 18-yard line.
Looks like they are going to go out of the gun here. Let's see if they put the ball through the air and let the gunslinger Rumfelt throw it. And they are going to throw it out a little wide receiver screen, and they're going to pick up about 6 or 7 yards there. Not sure. Is that Peyton McCracken, number 3, on the reception there?
It looked like it was. And, you know, we mentioned him early. That's number 20, Taylor McClure, Hayesville's leading tackler, with a quick tackle there early. You'll see McClure, the younger McClure, all over the field for Hayesville. You know, he's kind of helped Hayesville this year in the fact that he has stopped a lot of big plays from being even bigger.
Under center here, it looks like Ledford's got it, and Ledford's got a seam. One man to beat, cuts back, and he's going to be tackled from behind. But what a big run there. That was 30 yards at least on the ground there for number 20, John Ledford.
Yeah, I think, you know, and we see that a lot in Murphy's offense. Fake one way, a little bit of misdirection. And if the Hayesville defenders were like me, I was looking to one side of the field there. Jake and Ledford was just charging it up the middle. I will mention this for the Bulldog fans. He was not out on defense, but we do see 73 Yusuf Mugerbil out there on the right side of Murphy's offensive line. So that's a good sign for Bulldog fans.
Going to go out of the gun here. Rumfelt takes the high snap, brings it down, hands it off. Pick up about 5 yards there on the ground. That was 34, Tyler Laney.
A lot of shotgun from Murphy here early, maybe trying to get Rumfelt, who's not the tallest of quarterbacks, a little bit more comfortable, you know, able to see a little bit more of the field from that position.
Shotgun again, handoff, right side. Wow, swallowed up there.
Once again, that's number 20, Taylor Mcclure. We're in the first drive of the game, and he's already got 3 solo tackles.
That was 21, Rylan Dickey on the ground there with the ball. Third and about 3 yards.
Once again, one of our keys to the game, even though this is probably go-for-it territory unless they have a big negative play, can Hayesville's defense, hold teams up when they get them to third down? Murphy looks like they're going with a heavy formation here.
Got 34, Ty Laney back there in the backfield. And 24, the man Ray Rathburn was coming back there to join him, but Murphy's going to take a timeout and talk this third down over. 7:14 left, no score here. Jake West, Director, Team FYN Sports, joined tonight by Caleb Tallman. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge.
Welcome back, everybody. Jake West, Director, Team FYN Sports, joined by Caleb Tallman. Caleb, we're going to see Rathburn and Laney in the backfield, I believe. And the handoff is going to be...
Looks like to Rathburn.
And that's going to be let's see. No flags on the play. That's going to move the chains for sure, as he picked up about 10 yards on the ground.
I don't know if this is going to be first and goal or they're right on the 10-yard line. So, I mean, they won't have room to pick up a first down either way, as we see an official's timeout.
We have an official's timeout.
I think it's a mask timeout, Caleb.
Don't we just love those?
Oh, yeah.
You got a big kid out there, 6'4", 320, and he's breathing hard. And my mask slipped. let's get Hazel's best nose guard off the field for that.
Actually, it looks like he was bleeding a little bit, so he's going to come to the sideline and get taped up, get that blood stopped. But as you said, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Under center again. Send a man in motion, and Rumfeld's going to roll out. Good pass there to Rathburn. Rathburn's going to lower his head and go through Asher Brown for the touchdown. And I'll tell you what, Kellen Rumfeld, he's only thrown the ball a few times. He threw the ball a few times on that opening drive, but, man, he hit everybody in stride. I mean, you can't ask for a better start from your quarterback.
Yeah, Hazel's going to have a tough night if you're going to have Rumfeld back there hitting the short and the long stuff. He's kind of struggled with some of those little short routes. And so you got to know that David Gentry and Watson over there, the offensive coordinator for Murphy, are got to be pleased with him just hitting perfect balls early in their short game.
Yeah, especially on the run like that. Hit Rathburn. That extra point is up and good. We've got a 7-0 ball game here. Murphy scores on their first drive of the game. 6:39 left in the first half. You're watching live Smoky Mountain Conference football on FYNTV.com, presented by Team FYN Sports. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All right, welcome back. Carlson looks to boot it deep. Jake West, Director, Team F1 Sports here, joined by Caleb Tallman. And wow, what a boot through the end zone. That's going to get Carlson a Superman sticker right there. Carlson, funny story about Carlson, Caleb. He, Mcclure was the kicker for the Bulldogs last year, and Mcclure had a little tightness in his hamstring for the scrimmage game, the first of the year, and Coach Gentry asked around, anybody want to kick? And Carlson said, well, I played soccer like 10 years ago. So his first live action was
he ain't soccer kicking it back there. He's just putting straight toe to it, and his toe connected good there.
It looks like Hayesville's going to be able to draw Murphy off sides there, so they're going to start with on the 25-yard line, 1st and 5 from the 25.
Yeah, that's going to be an encroachment on Murphy. You just never know if one of the little linemen for Hayesville moves, but that is going to set Hayesville up with a 1st and 5. Good cadence there by the young quarterback Caldwell. He's back in a pistol formation. McClure's deep. He's going to hand that off up the gut to McClure. McClure's got nowhere to go. He is tackled 2 yards in the backfield by a whole swarm of Bulldogs.
I mean, you alluded to it earlier with the how small Hayesville's line is. Just look at their line compared to the Murphy line. I mean, I don't care how good your running back is, and Blake McClure is one of the best in the Second Mountain Conference. If you've got those guys, Murphy guys, staring down you the whole way, there's nothing you can do. They do give it to him out in the flat, and McClure's going to be able to pick up a 1st down there.
Yeah, that's what Hayesville needs to do. You know, it's hard because you have to think later in the year when Hayesville plays Swain or Cherokee or Osmond, they'll have some success running the ball. And so you don't want to abandon your run game, but if you want to have a chance against Murphy, you're going to have to abandon your run game, at least your inside run game. That's a good 1st down for Hayesville there. Moving the chains.
Yeah, I like what you said about at least the inside run game, because I think McClure could bounce it outside as he tries to there. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle there. But I do think McClure is fast enough to kick it outside and maybe pick up a few yards or break one away. But you're right. They are going to have to pass the ball on a team like Robbinsville or Murphy. How did they do throwing the ball last week against Robbinsville?
When we weren't throwing interceptions, it went really well. When we were throwing interceptions, not so great. No, I'm being a little facetious there. We threw the ball for a good completion percentage, but part of the problem is Caldwell had no time to throw. Rossi Wachacha was in his face all day. That's a common thread all around the conference when teams play Robbinsville.
Wachacha, our defensive player of the year at Team FYN Sports. Looks like Bulldog gets in the backfield there. And
looked like it was number 23.
Doesn't allow that to go anywhere. Dalton Moore, number 23, on the tackle there.
Like I said, try to get McClure out in space there, but even the outside run game, you have to develop it. I don't know if it's going to be there for the Yellow Jackets, but, you know, like the little swing pass, and you put McClure one-on-one in space, he's going to win a lot of those one-on-one matchups. But now we see a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 for Hayesville from their own 33-yard line. It's a big play here for the Yellow Jackets. Caldwell in shotgun takes a snap, rolls out to the right. He's got a receiver. Great pass there to number 17, Tyler Anderson. Little 9-yard, 10-yard out route. Hits Anderson in stride, and that's what head coach Chad McClure and I talked after the game last week. And he said we have to find a way on 3rd down or 4th down at times just to pick up the 1st down. We don't got to get 30 yards, but can we find a way to consistently move the chains, to give our defense a break?
What a pass there by the sophomore quarterback, Logan Caldwell. Caldwell, you said he's got some problems with trying to fit it in some tight spaces, but he can fit it in some tight spaces.
And you know, no lack of confidence because he can do it, but at times you have to know when not to.
He's going to keep it here.
That's a good pass to Kyle Lunsford, who makes a defender miss and picks up about 7 yards. That's a good 1st down play for Hayesville, and that's what you want to see if they're Yellow Jackets.
Number 20, John Ledford, on the stop there. Lunsford lowered his head and kind of fell forward. That's definitely what you want to see if you're the Jackets. Pick up those 1 or 2 extra yards when you can get them, and you want to be falling forward and not being pushed backward when you're getting tackled. They're going to go to McClure here. McClure, nice little stutter step, taking up the left side. Oh, he can't. He's not going to go down. He'll go down about the 40. Thought we were about to see some magic right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you one thing. McClure does not like to go out of bounds, sometimes to his own detriment, but he's always trying to pick up that extra yard. You know, his sophomore year, in the first game of the year, there was a play where he broke about a 35-yard run, and instead of going out of bounds after a good long run, he lowered his shoulder, and then on a late hit broke his collarbone. I know I've talked to head coach Chad McClure, and he says, sometimes I'd love if he would go out of bounds towards the end of the run, but you can't knock the kid for always fighting for those extra yards.
Oh, you can't. I mean, that's hard to find nowadays, a kid that wants to go through somebody's face instead of pick up 15 and go through somebody's face instead of pick up 15 and run out of bounds. And that is a little wide is Logan Caldwell's pass.
Yeah, and, Avery Leatherwood was not all that open right there. It looked like number 20 for Murphy. John Ledford was right on top of him, so really a good decision there by Caldwell. Put a little wide, maybe Leatherwood makes a diving catch. He didn't there, but, no interception and, no harm in a 2nd and 10 in Murphy Bulldog territory.
Yeah, John Ledford, he's the one that broke that big run for the Bulldogs earlier, doing a lot on both sides of the football, and that's you see that more times than not in Smoky Mountain Conference.
Common thread from these mountain teams, a lot of tough kids.
Looks like that was
read
option
little bit of read option there, and I'm not going to say he made the wrong read because the kid that he didn't give the ball to got tackled in the backfield, and so did Caldwell. We're going to have a 3rd and 12 Yellow Jackets from the Murphy Bulldog 43-yard line. We saw them pick up a 3rd and 9 earlier. I think if you're Hayesville here, you want to get 7-8 yards if you can here. At least give yourself an option to go for it on 4th down.
Real quick, Caleb, we've got Andrews and Cherokee in Cherokee, 0-0 at the end of the first.
That's a little surprising.
Pre-snap motion here from Hayesville.
Caldwell takes bad snap. Caldwell, and he tries to fall on it and does not get it. That is going to be a turnover, and the Murphy Bulldogs, number 67, gets the pickup there. That's
67, Kyle Willard. So it's going to be Bulldog football. It seems like from the 20 to about the 35, the Yellow Jackets have no problem moving the football. But then they get down here in the Bulldog territory, and they kind of lose their heads a little bit.
Well, and what you see what happens is once you get further down the field, the safeties are playing deep, and you don't have all that space behind them. And so you kind of lose your long game, but just a little bit, not all the way, but obviously hurt Hayesville there.
Rumpfelt, acrobatic leap to grab that high snap. Handoff to Laney. Laney's going to fall forward for about 8 yards there. Nice run there from the sophomore, number 34, Ty Laney on the ground.
Yeah, 20 and 40. It's Taylor McClure and Avery Leatherwood teamed up on the tackle, but he carried him a couple of more yards there. That's a tough run there by Laney.
Looks like 24 Ray Rathburn has checked in to the ball game, and he will be in the backfield with Rumpfelt.
Not using him quite as much as you'd think they would in a normal game. So maybe he's not 100%, but it's good to see him out there in this rivalry matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Rumpfelt's going to throw again to McCracken, and that play worked to perfection as they're going to pick up about 13, 15 yards on that play. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Hayesville 22-yard line.
Jake, I don't know, at least in the wide receiver position, is there anyone in the conference that's better in open space out on the perimeter than Peyton McCracken?
Yeah, McCracken, just a little guy, 5'11", 165 pounds. I think 5'11 is being pretty nice about it, but the kid is very shifty out in open space. It's like we're going to have the Bulldogs out of shotgun again. And Rumpfelt's going to throw it again.
No one open, but
he's going to throw it. Oh, and he had McCracken finally was able to shake loose, but that's a tough throw to make on the run.
I will say this. That was great protection by the Bulldog offensive line. He had all day to throw. The routes had ended. But then we just saw, a little shake and bake back there, and his wide receiver kind of parked it, and I think he thought that he was going to go all the way to the back of the end zone. When you break off your routes there, you just never really know. But never bad to throw it a little too deep, keep it safe.
Yeah, good job. We've seen great quarterback play from both teams, really, in this first quarter. Rumpfelt already has a touchdown through the air, so the Bulldogs will try to add to that lead right here. They're going to hand off up the right side, and close to breaking it right there was
Rathburn.
It's 34, I believe. That's 34 Ty Laney. 34 and 24 when they're both running the football, especially in
they
that white
similar.
gold.
You're going to see me struggle all night, Jake, to find those Murphy numbers. That white uniforms with the gold numbers are not easy to see up from the press box.
That's Rathburn who just checked in. When Rathburn has been in the ballgame, they have been throwing it a lot more. So I don't know if that's kind of a decoy the Bulldogs are trying to
Yeah, I will
use
mention
here in
that
the
they
first
did
quarter.
give the Bulldogs a first down there, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Hayesville 12.
Rumpel under center here. Sends Juwan Allen in motion. He's going to hand it to Rathburn this time. Rathburn makes Asher Brown miss and dances into the end zone. 13-0, 44 seconds left here. Bulldogs lead. Ray Rathburn just found his hole and hit it hard.
You know, he's not getting the ball much, but when he does, it's a big play.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens every time you give 24 the football. And Annie Kate Dalton comes on to attempt the extra point here and make it a 14-0 ball game with 44 seconds left in the first quarter.
You know, Rathburn, he's a great power back, but as evidenced by that, 60-yard run he had last week, he does have more speed than most give him credit for.
Dalton's kick is up and good. 14-0. A little over 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Bulldogs lead. We'll take a quick break. Jake West and Caleb Tallman here live on FYNTV.com for Team FYN Sports. We'll be right back. Here we are back live, 14-0 Bulldogs lead. Jake West, Director of Team FYN Sports here, joined by Caleb Tallman. Bulldogs squibbed this one on the ground. It's going to carry all the way back to about the 8-yard line. Hayesville takes it, and what coverage there by the Bulldogs. Is that 34?
Yeah, that's 34. That's Laney again.
34 Laney again. My goodness.
I will tell you this, while he didn't boot it to the back of the end zone that time, one of the things you do see, that squib kick, if no one picks it up coming through the middle, it takes a long time to get to the back returners. And so by the time the ball is picked up by a usually really good returner in Anderson, he just doesn't have much room.
Yeah, that's, well, obviously they're on the 15-yard line, so that's even better than booting it through the back of the end zone. 34 seconds left here. Hayesville's going to start probably their last drive of the quarter here.
Caldwell in a shotgun formation, Lunsford to his left. Bad snap. He still gets it to Lunsford, who makes good cut back to his left and picks up about 4 yards. Don't know if we'll see Hayesville run another play here, as we only got 23 seconds left in the quarter. But it's going to be a 2nd and 6 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, time's looking like it's going to tick away, and Mcclure doesn't look like he's calling any plays in right here. So we're going to go into the second quarter of this one with Murphy on top, 14-0. Jake West for Team FYN Sports. We'll take a quarter break, and we'll be right back.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices.
Welcome back. We've got, what, a 2nd and 5 here. Hayesville takes the snap. Going to roll out, and what a beautiful ball that was. That's going to be enough to move the chains. Wow, what a pass. We do have a late flag.
That looks like, as you said, one of our keys to the game. Bulldogs got to keep their head, and I'd imagine that's on the Bulldog as a Hayesville offensive lineman's helmet went rolling backwards.
Looked like number 66 was the closest to that. Trenton Moss, sophomore for the Bulldogs. That's the thing about – I said the Swing Out Conference was down. I think they've just got a lot of underclassmen playing this year, because I know you said Hayesville's got a lot of underclassmen. Murphy, too, a lot of underclassmen.
Absolutely.
And that's something that usually the Bulldogs don't have to deal with, playing a lot of these younger guys. Let's see, we still haven't gotten the call yet.
Yeah, that's one of the things that does bother me, Jake. I'm a former official myself. You got to get the play. You got to get your call in and just go with it. You know, like I'm not saying get the wrong call, but you got to get your call in and you got to go with it. You know, Hayesville's a no-huddle spread offense, and they like to go quick. And so when the referees, you know, even if the call's against Hayesville, that's fine, but you got to get the signals and stuff in, and you know, take the yardage back, take the yardage forward, whatever it may be. But you got to go quick, because it kills a Hayesville offense that wants to go fast. And you know that's something, you know, Murphy's a ball control offense, so it's really aiding the Bulldogs right now. Still not sure what the call is here. I don't know if they're going to wave that off. I see the ball spotted at the same spot, but the referees are still talking, Jake.
So we got offsetting penalties. That seems to be the call, so that we'll just replay 2nd down there.
And I will say one of the penalties was on William Wimpy for Hayesville, and his helmet came off. And so he is the center, so you know the quarterback-center exchange is going to be important right here, as we've already seen a couple bad snaps for Hayesville. So we're going to have a 2nd and 6 from the 19-yard line for Hayesville. Caldwell takes the snap. Looks like it's a quarterback run all the way to the right. Caldwell's got a little bit of room as he's fighting out towards the 1st down. It does look like, if there are no flags on the field, that's going to be a Hayesville 1st down.
Yeah, it's close. Got another score update for you. 6-0 Andrews leads with 8:14 left.
Sounds like Cherokee came to play a little bit tougher this week, Jake. Hayesville looks to the sideline. You know, they never huddle up. Their entire offense gets the play call in from the sideline. Caldwell and Mcclure in the backfield got doubles on each side of the field from the wide receivers. Lunsford in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Mcclure, who's trying to bounce it outside. He don't have anywhere to go, and he is taken down hard by number 50 for Murphy. That is... I'm sorry, I don't have a number there.
Number 50, Landon Jordan. What's that? That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. That was a loss of about 5. Mcclure was never able to...
no, they moved the chains there on the previous play, Jake, so I think he got back. He got back to the line of scrimmage there.
Okay.
And so we're going to have a 2nd and 10. We have 11 minutes left to play with the clock running here in the 2nd quarter. Big drive here for Hayesville, trying to get back in this one. Caldwell in shotgun, takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's got Mcclure open.
And we're going to have a late hit on the quarterback for sure. I knew that before the flag even came out.
What I worry about here, though, is I see 2 flags down. So do we once again have a retaliation by the Hayesville offensive lineman after Caldwell was taken down late?
I don't know. I think the 2 flags came out pretty simultaneously, so it could be either I think it's definitely going to be a roughing the passer on Murphy, but it also could be holding, because both those flags came out at pretty much the same time.
Yeah, that's one of the, you know, we take this back to when you and I were in high school, Jake. I don't know if that was roughing the passer, but nowadays they're going to do everything they can to protect those quarterbacks.
Yeah, that was definitely, he definitely delivered a good hit, but I mean, it was as soon as the ball left his hand.
And it was, by no means was it a dirty play by the Bulldog. Just a good, solid hit as the quarterback released the ball. But anytime your quarterback gets hit out in the open field there.
Still no call.
Looks like he's tucking it back in.
holding and roughing the passer. So we're going to replay that down, have 2nd and 10. Man, Murphy's trying to bail out Hayesville here, but Hayesville bailing out Murphy, really. 10:47 left here.
We're going to have a timeout by Hayesville. We're going to take a quick break with you. This is Caleb Tallman with our Team FYN Sports Director Jake West on FYNTV.com.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is Caleb Tallman with our sports director, Jake West. We're live on FYNTV.com. Hayesville back to passer. Great ball by Logan Caldwell just over the outstretched arms. Avery Leatherwood did get a mid on it, but, you know, that's one of those plays there, Jake. We saw Leatherwood looking down towards the sidelines. That was going to be a tough catch to make and get his toes down inbounds. So we're going to see another Hayesville 3rd down here, 3rd and 10. From their own 27-yard line. It's 14-0 Bulldogs right here. We got 10:42 left to play in the 2nd quarter. This is a big play for Hayesville. They need to pick this up. You give the ball back to the Bulldogs here, and you're probably going to see them go down and score again. And Hayesville's really needing a good drive here to stop the bleeding. Caldwell's back, empty set. He takes the snap. Got good time to throw, but he's got no one open as he just kind of ducks out of bounds there. That's what you call a coverage sack there, Jake. The Bulldogs were all over every Hayesville wide receiver. You know that's a passing situation. And so what you saw there is no one open, and we did see Caldwell make a smart play, not try to force anything, and just drift out of bounds. And now we see Blake Mcclure out the Hayesville punt team. Looks like we have McCracken back deep as one of the returners. Mcclure gets a good snap, and he puts a good punt down, directional to the left, but it's going to go out of bounds. Got a great spin, bounced all the way into the away stands there. Would have had a lot more distance with the bounce, but that ball rolled out of bounds. Looks like Murphy's going to have it on their own 39-yard line. So we're going to have a 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 39-yard line. We have 10:25 left to play here. Murphy leads 14-0 in the 2nd quarter. Bulldogs are huddling up as Kellen Rumfelt brings in the play. Rumfelt in a shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff. Nope, he hands it off there to number 24. It looks like that's Rathburn, who gets a big 15-yard, and the dry pile is moving out to a 20, 25-yard gain there by the Bulldogs. They're going to take that all the way in to Hayesville Yellow Jacket territory. One of the big things we saw there, Jake, was that the Bulldogs' size advantage was evident there, as that was about a 15-yard gain, and then his offensive lineman joined him and pushed him another 10 yards downfield. Big gain there by the Bulldogs. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 36. Rumfelt back in a shotgun formation. takes the snap. He hands it off to the right to Rathburn, who's got blockers in front of him, and he's got another big gain. It seems like every single time he touches the ball, it's at the very minimum of first down. We do have a flag on the play.
Ball carrier, number 24, Rathburn.
It is in the middle of the field. Not sure what that would indicate there, whether maybe it was a crackback block or if it was on the Hayesville defense. No indications from the referees yet. But it seems like every single time the Bulldogs have touched the ball in this offensive series, they are pounding it down the field. One of the interesting things here, Jake, is that we are seeing mainly shotgun formation from the Bulldogs, and it seems like with that, Kellen Rumfelt is a whole heck of a lot more comfortable back there.
Yes, he is for sure. We've got 8-6 Rosman over Swain, over in Swain, so close one brewing there for sure. And they're going to move the chains some more for the Bulldogs here.
We'll bring the ball to the 12-yard line. First and 10.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. This is Caleb Tallman with our Team FYN Sports Director, Jake West, on FYNTV.com. We're going to take a quick break and be back for the rest of the second quarter for you.
Welcome back. Jake West, Director of Team FYN Sports here. Caleb Tallman is with me tonight, and Bulldogs have a 1st and 10 at about the 13-yard line. They take it. Rumfelt rolls out. He's got a man, and he hits him. That looks like 17. Big number 17, Briggs Cornwell. Kellen Rumfelt, have a night, son. He is slinging the football around.
He's been about perfect tonight.
That's going to make it 20-0. Bulldogs over the Yellow Jackets.
You know, I will say this, in the commercial break, Chad Mcclure took that timeout, not to address his team, but he got out on the field and he addressed the officials. He's kind of fed up early here with some of the calling. And I'm not going to say, you know, the calling's favoring the Bulldogs or Hazel, but it's tough, as Anna Kate Dalton puts the kick through, as this game has moved so slow because of the officiating. Extra point is good. We're going to take another quick break. This is Caleb Tallman with our sports director, Jake West, Team FYN Sports on FYNTV.com.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop.
Welcome back. We're live here in Hayesville, North Carolina. Bulldogs just went up 21-0 over the Yellow Jackets. Carlson looked to boot it away for the Bulldogs here. And another line drive kick.
Cable Krieger on the recovery. He's got a little bit of space. He's out to the 20, almost to the 25, and he is swung out of bounds there. That is number 14 for Murphy, Michael Crowder on the tackle.
That's actually number 14, Cole Laney. Laney, the backup quarterback for the Bulldogs, also playing special teams. The other Laney, we talked about 34 Ty Laney, his twin brother, who's running the football. We've got number 14 Cole Laney.
Yeah, that might be fun by the time their senior year comes. You probably expect Cole to take over at that point in time for Rumthud, and you're going to have a Laney backfield.
Yeah, it sounds like a law firm or something like that.
Caldwell takes a snap on the handoff. Looks like the Blake Mcclure.
I believe that was going to be a face mask call there.
Handoff to number 23, Blake Mcclure, for a short gain.
Yeah, McClure's a tough one to bring down. He charged through one tackle, and the second tackle would have caught a little bit of his face mask. And so for the first time all night, we won't have offsetting penalties with Hayesville having the ball. And that is going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Bulldogs, I do believe, giving Hayesville a first down.
And we've got good games all over the conference right now as Andrews turned it over on their own 10, and Cherokee punched it in and made it 8-6 Cherokee in the second quarter.
You know, I will say this for Cherokee, they've got plenty of athletes and size, and so at times when they put together a good ball game, they can be as tough as anyone, but I really expected Andrews to go over there and kind of roll them over tonight. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Caldwell in a pistol formation, trips to the left, McClure deep. Kind of an odd play there, Jake, as I think half the Hayesville line moved, the other half of the Hayesville line didn't move, but the ball was snapped, and so even though some of the players didn't move, with the ball snapped, that means it's go on the play. Doesn't matter if you're going on 2, 3, or 4. If the center snaps the ball, there's no false start. You're just playing live there. So Bulldogs capitalize on the mistake by the Yellow Jacket offense and tackle McClure for a loss. It's going to be 2nd and 11, Hayesville.
Hayesville's going to go out of shotgun here.
Caldwell takes the snap, hands it off to McClure going left.
Good blocking there by the Yellow Jackets this time. He's going to pick up a few yards at least.
Yeah, he got back that one he lost and a few more, about a 6-7 yard gain here. That makes it more 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Hayesville's offense looks to the sideline to get the play. Big play here for the Yellow Jackets. They're down 21-0 with 7:50 left in the second quarter. As they get the play, Caldwell's going to be in a pistol formation. Shotgun formation. McClure to his right. Takes the snap. Quick pop pass. Wide receiver screen. Tyler Anderson gets it, and he's really close. Does look like he will pick up the first down there, Jake. Good screen pass. Good execution there by Hayesville. That's what head coach Chad McClure was talking about. We've seen it a couple times tonight from Hayesville when they've not had penalties, able to pick up those big third downs.
Hey, that's sophomore quarterback for the Yellow Jackets is getting some confidence too as this game goes on, and obviously as the year goes on too.
Yeah, he played a lot better in the second game than he did the first, and he's playing better tonight. It's not all on his shoulders. This Murphy Bulldog defense is formidable. He takes the snap, he rolls out right, he fakes, he's looking deep. He's got no one, and he steps out of bounds.
That's going to be a loss of about 4. Looks like 3 yards.
It's hard. A lot of fans probably don't know this, Jake. You can't just throw the ball away in high school football. So you can't just sail it to the sideline. You got to find a wide receiver somewhere in the area and try to, put it at their feet or put it out of bounds close to a wide receiver. Even when you're outside the pocket in North Carolina high school football, you can't throw it out of bounds to throw it away like you see in college and NFL. Caldwell, another good ball there, but a big hit by Ray Rathburn and jars the ball loose on Hayesville's tight end as he comes up slow. So we're going to have a 3rd and about 13 here at Hayesville's 49-yard line. There's been a couple drop balls tonight, but I'll tell you what, Caldwell's making good decisions, and he's putting the ball in the money as Hayesville is getting through the hardest part of their schedule right now, Jake. If he plays like this against some of the other teams in the conference, you got to manage. He's going to have a great deal of success moving forward.
Yeah, we've got great quarterback play from both teams through the first half of this, and as Rumfeld is really slinging it Good pass there, and it looks like it might move the chains.
Number 7, Kyle Lunsford on the catch. Man, that's a great play there by the young quarterback. He rolls out left, and he has nothing. And so he reverses field with rushers in his face and just finds an open wide receiver cutting across the field. That's a big step right there for a young quarterback. Reading through his progressions, he has nothing on a couple of his first looks and is able to find an open wide receiver, pick up a big first down. They are now in Bulldog territory. Caldwell takes the snap, hands off to Mcclure. He's got a little bit of room. He charges up all the way to the 30 for about a 6-yard gain. We do see
number 23, Mcclure, picks up 6 yards.
Got an odd play here, Jake. Big tackle, and their face masks got stuck together there for a minute.
Number 74, Rashad Davis, looked like he was on the tackle there for the Bulldogs. As it's going to be third and 5.
Or second and, yeah, we got about a second and 5.
Second and 5.
Got trips to the left, Caldwell in a shotgun formation, Mcclure to his right. Takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, goes out to the right, and he cuts it up, but he does not have anywhere to go. He does pick up about 2 yards there. Made the right read on the read option there, Jake, but the left side of that Murphy Bulldog defensive line caved in there, and he's only able to pick up about a yard. But it is going to be just 3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. They are in Bulldog territory.
4:55 left here in the half. I got to think, it's definitely 4-down territory. Bulldogs stop them here on 3rd and 4th down and get the ball back and score. I got to think I know it's just the first half, but that's gonna put them up 28-0.
Yeah, that'd be ball game right there, Jake. But if you can extend this drive and score somehow, direct snap to Mcclure. He's out to his left. He makes one defender miss.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
I don't think he got it, but you're gonna have 4th down and inches.
Direct snap to Mcclure. He's close to a first down, but it's...
Man, I tell you what, there's defenders all over Mcclure in the backfield. He had 2 or 3 guys grabbing onto his jersey, and he drove through and still got a couple of tough yards. We're going to have a 4th and 1 from the Bulldog 27-yard line. This is the biggest play of the game right here for the Yellow Jacket offense, Jake.
It is for sure. Heck of a tackle there. Open field tackle by the Bulldog, just hanging on and slowed Mcclure down. 4th and about a yard.
Oh, the backfield empties out. McClure's back alone at the quarterback position. He's going
to take it, and he's going to throw it, and we're going to have a face mask penalty too. So huge play for the Yellow Jackets there.
Mcclure, not the best thrower in the world at the running back position. He kind of just
he lobbed that one up there. That was a prayer.
He threw a shot put out there, and Kyle Lunsford came up with it somehow. And Kyle Lunsford, while getting tackled, he got that ball right at the first down marker, and he had 3 Bulldogs tackling him, and he managed just to drive through it and pick up the first down.
So it is a face mask. While they're marking this off, Caleb, and there's a little break in the action, let's give a shout out to the Murphy High School varsity girls. Just won state last weekend. 2 years back to back. A heck of a program Coach Gutierrez has put together over there. It's incredible what he's been able to do with that program since he got there. Over 100 wins and just a handful of losses. So shout out to the Murphy Bulldogs varsity girls team on their back-to-back state championships.
Another play there by Lunsford, just a sophomore for Hayesville, but he's a big old boy. Fullback, H-back, tight end type player. Got hit right at the line of scrimmage, was able to charge forward for about 4 yards there. And this is perfect for Hayesville, even though they're down 21-0. But they got a long offensive drive going, Jake. You're hoping you can punch it in here and go into halftime down 21-7 with a little bit of momentum and not leave the Bulldogs with enough time to put the ball back on offense in this half. You go down into the half 21-7, you got a ball game. You don't score here. Murphy gets...
What a play there. And the Yellow Jackets do finally punch it in. They're going to make it 21-6 with 2:42 left in the half.
Big play there. That is Mcclure on the touchdown, not Blake Mcclure. Caleb Mcclure, we see him all over the field on defense, but there he is making the offensive play as you hear the fireworks for the first Yellow Jacket touchdown of the night on offense. Might we have another Mcclure scoring plenty of touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets in the future, Jake?
(21-6). Bulldogs still have the lead, but a huge momentum shift there as the Yellow Jackets are finally able to punch one in. They're going to look to add the extra point here and make it 21-7.
Number 4, Isaac Chandler, back to kick.
Oh, block! What a play! And in high school football, you can't return the extra point.
And it's a good thing you can if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, because no one would have caught Peyton McCracken.
No.
He would have been gone. So Hazel misses the extra point there as blocked there. It is going to be 21-6. This is Caleb Tom with our Team FYN Sports Director, Jake West. We're going to take a quick break and be back with you for the rest of the second quarter.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $1.
Here we are back live in Hayesville, North Carolina. Jake West, Director Team FYN Sports, here with Caleb Tallman. Jackets finally punch one in, make it 21-6 after the blocked extra point. And Bulldogs return this one to about the 37-yard line.
That's number 21. I believe that's Rylan Dickey on the return. One thing I did mention, Jake, as Hazel was driving the ball, never bad to score a touchdown, right? But we do have 2:31 left to play, and Kellen Rumfeld's been lights out at the quarterback position. And you know right now, as he would like to throw the ball more than they already do, he's salivating. He's thinking to himself, 2-minute offense, give me the ball, let me throw.
Yeah, I would imagine they're going to have McCracken and Aguilar out wide. As they do, they send both of them out to the right. And Rumfeld is in shotgun. Takes a snap. And little option there. He's going to keep it and lower his head. Man!
That is not what you want to see if you're the Bulldog fans necessarily.
Hayesville, Blake Mcclure has the football for the Yellow Jackets somehow, and he's taking it the other way. I don't know what if the play was ever called dead. I never heard a whistle.
I'm going to tell you, I heard a whistle, Jake, but Mcclure had the ball before they blew the whistle, and I believe they're going to mark this down, but if they do, that's a mistake by the referees. I clearly heard the whistle, and Mcclure was 10 yards with the ball.
We do have a flag going to be for unsportsmanlike.
The
pile was stopped, so I guess they're going to call forward progress being stopped there. The Bulldogs will retain possession of the football. Referees huddle here. It's getting loud over here in Hayesville, North Carolina. These Hayesville fans are fired up, not happy about that call.
Well, you know, that's tough, though, because the pile is moving back and forth a little bit, but you got to get your whistle in there quicker. 1, to protect the players if the ball is not moving, and 2, Hayesville, that's a huge play for Hayesville right there. Head coach Chad Mcclure is out on the field arguing with the referees. Hayesville looks like they take a timeout. We'll talk more about this when we get back from the break. This is Caleb Tallman with Team FYN Sports Director Jake West on FYNTV.com. Excuse me, we're going to stay with it and just see real quick as head coach Chad Mcclure is talking to the referees. I will say this, Jake. regardless of the call, you know, it's something we got to talk about coming back from the break, but the referees have not been great tonight. We're going to take a quick break and be back.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork.
It's Caleb Tallman with our Team FYN Sports Director, Jake West. Hayesville did have a defender get flagged for unsportsmanlike there, as I'm sure he said some choice words to the referees, and I don't disagree with him. But, of course, I'm the Hayesville guy. You're the Murphy guy, Jake. So we're both a little bit of a homer, but it's evenly matched. Rumfeld back to pass. Got no one open.
He's got all day, though, and he's going to take this one to about the 28-yard line. Enough for a Murphy Bulldog first down. Man, this Hayesville crowd is fired up over here. Never heard him get so loud when another team converts a first down.
I will say this, though. Hazel did the absolute right thing on defense on the previous play before we went to timeout. The whistle was not blown. They had the ball. You play through the whistle. In my point of view, if you have the ball, the whistle's not blown, that's the other team's ball, but the referees marked it down, and that might be a play we talk about if Murphy scores going into the second half. Rumfeld takes a snap, rolls out right. He's back, pass deep.
Beautiful ball. Oh, man. What a move there by McCracken. We've got a flag coming out of the ref's pocket here, way back in the backfield after the play was over.
What do you think, Jake? I really just want to see these two teams play. How about before we do our halftime show, me and you sneak down there and just steal the referees' flags so we can see a little bit of offensive flow in the second half?
That was going to be against the Yellow Jackets, it seems.
Here's what I don't get, Jake. That's the head referee. He's 30 yards from the closest Hazel defender, and we have an unsportsmanlike on a Hazel defender. Just put the flags away and let them play. I will say this, as the Hazel guy, do you think the Bulldogs need any of this extra help? They're driving the ball just fine. Let it be, you know?
It's going to be first and goal from the 8-yard line. Bulldogs going to look to punch this in with 1:28 left in the half. Make it 28-6. Rumfeld takes a snap, hands off, left up the middle, pumbling, stumbling, and he's in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, Bulldogs.
I did not see who had the carry there, but he just giddied up behind a Murphy offensive line that got a great push. I don't think he was even touched until about the Hayesville 2 or 3 yard line.
And we're going to have offsides, I believe. Offsides on the Yellow Jackets, and Murphy's going to bring their offense back on the field, it looks like, and try to punch this in for 2 since they're a little bit closer. Be on the 1-yard line for this 2-point attempt. May see a quarterback sneak here from Rumfeld. He's gotten pretty good at that over the past few games. He takes a snap, though. Bad snap. Ball's on the ground. Bulldogs are not going to get it. So they'll take a 27-6 lead with 1:20 left here in the half. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Welcome back. We're live. 27-6 Bulldogs lead the Yellow Jackets. Carlson's going to kick it deep with 1:20 left here in this half. And bad thing, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, Bulldogs are going to get the ball back coming out of the locker room. It just seems, just from watching this Bulldog team, when things get chippy, they really buckle down and really turn it up. So.
And that's what you'd expect from, I don't know what. Do you know off the top of your head, Jake, how many state champions are the Bulldogs currently at?
I'm not sure just exactly how many they've won.
I know it's a bunch.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what you'd expect from a program the caliber of Murphy. When the tough gets the tough get going, right? I mean, and that's exactly what this Bulldog program has been built on. They've had some really good quarterbacks throughout the year, but you've never seen this Murphy Bulldog team, throwing 300 or 400 yards a game through the air. They've always been a pound it down your throat, solid tackling, hard-hitting defense. And they've been really successful at it, so no surprise. 1:08 left to play. Caldwell in shotgun formation. He takes the snap.
Oh, my goodness. Both running backs just ran into each other, and that play was going nowhere from the start.
You can tell from Lunsford there with his hands on his head that he knows he made a mistake.
Hayesville doesn't get a call to go their way that they want. They've got to settle in and not let that. I mean, it would have been a huge play, but you can't let that just dictate how you're going to play the rest of the game.
No, absolutely. I was talking to you at the break there for a second. Selfishly, I'd have loved to go into halftime with, a 21-13, 21-14 type game, Jake. Just from a broadcaster's perspective, have a great game in the second half. But if you're Hayesville, it's not over yet. You come out with a good start in the second half, you got a chance in this. You just got to overcome some early mistakes and play tough. Caldwell takes the snap. It's a pitch out to Mcclure left. He does not have much room, but, man, he's fighting through a couple of tacklers.
That's probably going to be the last play before half, as we got 10 seconds left here, ticking off the clock. And it's 3rd and 9. I believe Hayesville is just going to walk over to the sideline and head into the locker room. We've got a 27-6 Murphy Bulldog lead here in Hayesville. Bulldogs will get the football coming out of the locker room. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with a halftime show here live on FYNTV.com.
Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President.
Circuit World has
We are proud of our coworkers and we are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All right, here we are. We got about 14 minutes left in halftime right now. Caleb, 27-6, Bulldogs lead. It is definitely a little dicey over here on the Hayesville sidelines and in this press box for sure. Definitely not happy with some of the calls that were made, but I don't think any of those calls would have caused the Bulldogs to not be ahead right now.
No,
as the Bulldogs are playing a complete ball game. Kellen Rumfelt, what a first half from that kid. I know there was a lot of questions around him after the first game against Andrews. He didn't play his best, but I mean the last 2 games he's definitely settled in, and that's probably the the best half Kellen Rumfeld has played all year. We just watched it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I will say, from a Hayesville perspective, you're not going to go in with a lead at halftime, but if that last call goes your way, whether it's the right or wrong call, you're looking at a 1-touchdown lead going into halftime instead of a 3-score lead. But what I will say is when you're playing a team like Murphy, if you're Hayesville, you need the breaks to go your way to have a chance, because when you look at it and you just look sideline to sideline, this Hayesville program, despite their early record this year, is on the rise. I think you'd agree with me there, Jake. But they're not quite at Murphy Bulldog level yet, and it might still be a few years before they can find themselves in that range. But what you see is if you're going to have a chance this early in the Mcclure tenure at Hayesville, you got to have the breaks go your way. And instead, not only is the Murphy Bulldog team on their A game, the breaks are going their way as well. Murphy did make a few mistakes, a couple of personal fouls, but it seemed like every single time there was a personal foul or a late hit by Murphy, none of them dirty plays by any means, just, good hard football plays. Hayesville would have an offsetting personal foul of their own. And so Hayesville, to have a chance in a game like this, has got to play perfect. And Murphy is on their A game, and it's just not going to give Hayesville a good chance in this game. Bulldogs are up 27-6, and unless we see something big early from the Yellow Jackets, I'd imagine they're going to have a tough time getting back into this one, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, Bulldogs are clicking. Like I said, there was questions around the team as a whole, not just Rumfeld after that first game. Questions of if Murphy was going to be the powerhouse that they are. But I think that is a no-doubter. They are gonna be one of the top 2 teams in the conference this year. They proved that, if not in the last game against Franklin, they proved that this game. As they just Hayesville's defense has no answer for the Bulldogs when they're on offense, and it's hard to stop this Bulldogs offense when Rumfeld is able to get it done through the air, and they're able to rely on a back like Rathburn and a back like Laney and a back like Ledford, and all 3 of those guys have their wheels moving and they're moving the ball. They're going to be a hard team to beat. I mean, I haven't seen Robbinsville play this year. You saw Robbinsville last week.
Yeah, I saw Robbinsville last week. One of the things, big question around Robbinsville right now is, can they get healthy? Murphy's got a few guys that are banged up, but they're playing. So obviously, while they may not be 100%, they're not injured beyond play. Hooper only played 4 or 5 snaps against Hayesville last week before going out. I'll be interested to hear, as we talk to some of our Robbinsville contacts, late tonight or early tomorrow morning, to see if Hooper played against Irwin. What I will say from Robbinsville is, like last week, they had 2 freshmen in the backfield, and if you wouldn't have known that they were freshmen based on the roster, you'd have said, man, those are a couple of juniors and seniors just cutting up and down. So Robbinsville is deep as any team in the conference, and I think all signs are pointing towards an undefeated Murphy and an undefeated Robbinsville going into the last game of the season. In our Smoky Mountain Conference preview through Team F Lion Sports, Jake, that's kind of what we predicted, and all signs are pointing towards that right now.
Yeah, and that'll be another game that's going to be live on FYNTV.com. Caleb, I'll actually be on my honeymoon, but you'll be on the call there helping us out as Murphy
And I promise, for if there's any Robbinsville fans listening, if there's any Murphy Bulldogs fans listening, I will have no dog or night in the fight that night. As Hazel will be at Swain, so you'll get a completely unbiased point of view from me. I try to be as unbiased as I can, Jake, but just like you bleed that Murphy yellow, and I bleed that Hayesville black and gold, and it shines through a little bit sometimes. I think we're equaling each other out tonight. Other than, Hazel just not benefiting from the early calls from the referees. But I want to get your opinion, Jake. Let's talk real quick about the referees. I just think, in my opinion, a lot of the calls they're making, little holding calls here, even, and I'll say this, from a Murphy side, like the late hit on Caldwell where we had an offsetting holding, he got hit, as he released the ball. That's not a late hit. That's playing through the end of a play. And so I'd really like to see the referees not be as flag happy, and let's get some flow to our game. I think that's what the fans want to see. I know that's what I want to see. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I think it's something that we've seen in Smoky Mountain Conference games this year, especially. I think towards the end of the year, these the kids will settle in, and the referees, once they get some experience, because I know North Carolina High School Athletic Association had a problem with getting referees to ref in a COVID year. So I think it's just inexperience.
You know, and I say this and I try to be fair. I'm a former official myself. I've umpired and actually crew chiefed a state championship or a baseball state semifinal series at the 3A level, and so I have all the respect in the world for officials. But you know, when I would make a mistake, I would take it from a coach, because officials do make mistakes. Some of them like to act like they don't. I'm telling you right now, as a former official at a high level myself, we're human. We make mistakes. It's okay. But you got to learn from them. You got to move forward. And it's just been tough. I said this earlier. If you're Hayesville, you're a spread no huddle. And when you have a big play, you can see it. Chad Mcclure is on the sidelines with his assistant coaches, and they're windmilling their arms like, go, go, go. They want to go quick after a big play. And when you have a ton of flags, you know, even if it's, you know, a face mask or a late hit on Murphy, I almost think Hazel would almost just rather it not be called at times unless it's egregious, because Hazel wants to get their offense in super speed. When Hazel gets their offense in super speed, they are hard to stop. But they've not been able to get there yet.
Let's go around the Smoky Mountain Conference. Robbinsville 35-28. They beat Irwin. Also, we've got 14-8. Andrews over Cherokee with 8 minutes left in the third, so they are in the second half of that one. Haven't got an update on Swain and Rosman. Last we checked, it was 8-6 with Rosman over Swain. So I'll try to check on that real quick. Caleb, what are you expecting to see? Adjustments made for the Bulldogs first coming out of the half.
You know, I mean, for the Bulldogs, I don't know if many adjustments are needed. You know, maybe you try to find a couple more weapons. You know, they focus mainly on their running backs. McCracken's got a few touches tonight. Obviously, you want to get Rumfeld comfortable back there, but you also want to keep him safe at this point with a big lead for the Bulldogs. But you know, this is kind of what we expected, Jake. While we'd like to see a better game, this Bulldog team looks like they're all things forward, all steam ahead towards their Robbinsville matchup later this year. And you know, there's some Bulldogs on the sidelines like Kellen Rumfeld who want another chance at that Robbinsville team, because that matchup, if we can get both teams healthy coming towards the end of the year, that's going to be that's not going to be a Western North Carolina watchable matchup. That's going to be a statewide watchable matchup on FYN TV.
Yeah, it is for sure. Speaking of halftime entertainment, we've got some kids playing football in the left end zone over here. Michael, can we pan over to that really quick? And
I believe that's Coach Watson's son.
Coach Watson's son and Coach Gutierrez's son taking each other's heads off pretty much over there. But
well, I guarantee you this, that's a couple of future star Bulldogs over there.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Those guys bleeding black and gold already, just as young as they are. There's a lot of young kids going to be coming through the Murphy program, and a lot of young kids going to be coming through the Hayesville program as well. I know both rec departments do really well.
Absolutely.
So we've got about 4.5 minutes left here at halftime. Got kickers coming out trying to get warmed up. This is our Circuit World halftime show live on FYNTV.com, presented by Team FYN Sports. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the second half of this action here live in Hayesville, North Carolina.
Circuit World.
This is
Circuit World has.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
Our emergency rooms.
Our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready.
To take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
Our emergency rooms.
Our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready.
To take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Caleb Tallman here with our sports director, Jake West at Team FYN Sports. Hayesville's about to kick off to start the second half. I got some quick stats for you. At the half, Murphy rushed 12 times for 158 yards, also with 5 of 6 passing for 60 yards. Hayesville rushed 21 times for 53 yards, was 9 of 14 passing for 100 yards even. Hayesville getting ready for the kickoff. They will kick it deep. I thought we might see a surprise on the side, but no, kick it deep. McCracken's got the ball. He's got a little bit of room to run as he wiggles and shakes. Oh, he had one defender to beat. If he would have had him, he would have been gone. But as we see, that is all the way out to the 40, and we have a late hit on a Hayesville defender. You tell him to play through the whistle, and he played past it. That's going to be a personal foul and give Murphy even better starting field position. I believe, if I'm correct, that's a 15-yard penalty. It should take them all the way out to the Hayesville 45 to start the half. We know the Bulldogs don't need any help, but the Yellow Jackets have given them plenty of it penalty-wise tonight, much to the chagrin of Hayesville's head coach, Chad Mcclure. Like I said, that's going to bring it out to the Yellow Jacket 45. The Bulldogs are huddled up. It's going to be 1st and 10. Bulldogs from the Hayesville 45. Kellen Rumfeld under center. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Rathburn. It's out to Laney. Hayesville is all over it.
Punched out. It's going to hit a Hayesville defender right in his hand. That could be the break Hayesville needs to crawl back into this ball game.
I tell you what, that was senior number 56, William Wimpy, punched that out from behind. You almost feel bad for Laney there. He's had a great night, and that defender caught him from behind. He had no clue he was coming, punches it out, and as you said, that's the break Hayesville needs. So, 2 plays in to the second half, and it is going to be Yellow Jacket football from their own 49-yard line.
If anything, that's going to fire the Yellow Jackets up. You can see Coach Mcclure really, he's down, hands on his knees right now, ready to see his offense do something. They're going to air it out to Asher Brown. Oh, in and out of the hands of McCracken. They didn't put, Hayesville quarterback didn't quite put enough underneath that pass.
I don't know if it mattered, you know. If he's got a beat on it, you can't overthrow McCracken. If I had to guess, Jake, you put him one-on-one with any other player in the Smoky Mountain Conference, he's probably winning that head-to-head race.
Yeah, number 3, Peyton McCracken, one of our FYN Sports Conference players, preseason players of the year, not players of the year, but a defensive back and a wide receiver.
Yeah, one of our few two-way players, but fully deserving. Caldwell in shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes one way. McClure gets the handoff, and there's multiple Murphy defenders in the backfield. Big tackle there by number 50 for Murphy. He got a hold of McClure's jersey and was not letting go.
Number 50, Landon Jordan, the senior, 5'10", 170-pound linebacker.
I'm sure that's going to make defensive coordinator Thomas Nelson happy. That is some sure-handed tackling by the Bulldogs.
Sometimes you just got to grab what you can grab and not let go.
As long as it's not the face mask.
Yeah.
It is going to be quickly after the turnover, 3rd and 11 for Hayesville. Can we see Caldwell put another good pass on someone to pick up a big first down? Hayesville got an early start there, but I don't see.
Oh, good pass. Better hit, though. Who else but number 3, Peyton McCracken, coming down from that safety spot and laying a lick on a good pass. And, I mean,
Avery Leatherwood for Hayesville had his hands on the ball, and he absolutely got drilled.
I mean, you can't. I don't think anybody could have hung on to that football.
No, I don't knock him for dropping that. I mean, I don't even want to call it a drop. Peyton McCracken came to lay the lumber. And, I mean, I'll credit McCracken there. That's heads-up tackling. Nowadays you see those big hits, it's usually a personal foul, but perfect form by McCracken. Seen him make a couple of big plays early in this half, Jake.
See what Mcclure can do here with his leg. He's got plenty of room to work with between him and the end zone. We get a good snap here. And he's going to rugby punt this one, and it is a beautiful kick, but it is going to go out of the back of the end zone. Man, that thing might roll out of.
And, that's what you see here. On a natural grass field with the ball hitting has a little bit of give. But on a turf field that Hayesville has, as soon as that ball hits the turf, it's rocketing. We do have a flag in the backfield. I don't know who it's going to be on.
Looks like they're asking Coach Mcclure what he wants to do.
Ooh, it looks like we have a roughing the punter penalty. I was watching that ball sail through the air.
Yeah, I did not have my eyes on McClure at all.
Looks like McClure got roughed. It's funny right now. I'm looking at the sidelines. I think the referee also noticed after that tackle by Landon Jordan, McClure's jersey's ripped. So we're going to have a quick equipment exchange for McClure on the sideline. But there was a roughing the punter penalty. And I don't know, Jake. I know we have a 5-yard roughing the punter penalty is running into the kicker. But if that's a roughing the punter penalty, it'll be an automatic Hayesville first down. I can tell already as he's walked it off past 5 yards, it is going to be not a running into the kicker, but a roughing the punter. And Hayesville finally has caught a couple of good breaks here in the second half. And they're going to have a first down.
But McClure on the sidelines, he did change his jersey. He's got number 21 now. So number 21 for the Yellow Jackets is going to be Blake McClure. Hayesville takes the snap, hands it off. They're going to try to run it up the gut, and a host of Bulldogs is going to be there on the tackle.
Nowhere to go for Lunsford there. That Murphy defensive line, they don't give much, do they, Jake?
No, that's big number 67, Kyle Willard on the stop there. Another sophomore for these Bulldogs.
I've probably oversold it tonight, but as a former lineman myself, I'm salivating over that Murphy-Robbinsville matchup to watch their two offensive and defensive line. That's going to be a bloodbath back and forth in the trenches all night, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we mentioned that Robbinsville returning pretty much all starters on both sides of that line, and a great line last year, just got even better with another year of experience under their belt. And we do hope that Hooper can get back and healthy and run behind that line.
Got a quarterback run by Caldwell. He's got nowhere to go. You could tell all the way as he tucked it the second he took the snap. That was quarterback run all the way. But once again, running into the middle of that Murphy Bulldog defensive line is a tough task. And one of the things we saw, we didn't talk about this at halftime, Jake, is Caldwell had a great first half passing. The Bulldogs have made an adjustment in the defensive backfield, and you started to see it towards the end of the second quarter, but their DBs are staying right with the Hayesville wide receivers. Caldwell's not had people open when he's been dropping back to pass. Got a 3rd and 8 here. Caldwell takes the snap, rolls out right.
Oh, and he's pressured quick.
Ooh, he rolls back left.
Good play there as he finds Brown.
He makes something out of nothing, and that's going to be a Hayesville first down. That's the second time tonight, Jake. We've seen Caldwell have nothing one way, use his athleticism, roll back to the left, and find an open wide receiver for the first down. Big catch there by the freshman, number 1, Asher Brown. Caldwell in a shotgun formation, trips to his right, takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to number 20, Taylor McClure, the younger of the McClure brothers. gets good first down yardage as it looks like he picks up about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6 as Hayesville has just now entered the edge of the red zone.
Probably just the second time tonight they've been in the red zone, Caleb. The first time they were able to punch it in, but I do believe this is probably just the second time they've been in the red zone. Takes the snap, going to throw it out, swing it right.
Kyle Lunsford catches the ball, but they're going to lose yardage there. That wide receiver screen just did not develop quickly enough. And the Murphy defensive back's on the far side of the field. I can't see his number, but he read that all the way and was all over it.
Rathburn came in from the linebacking spot, too, and made the tackle. I believe that was Jawan Allen over there with Rathburn.
One of our Team FYN Sports preseason all-conference defensive backs. Murphy's got 2 of them as their defensive backfield's shaping up quite nicely. Going to have another 3rd down, 3rd and 12 for Hayesville here. They empty it out. Caldwell's alone in a shotgun formation. He takes the snap.
Looking to go deep and
intercepted.
I believe that's McCracken, and I'm not sure why he tried to bring that out of the end zone, but he did, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs' 4-yard line. McCracken read that like a book.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it being important for Caldwell to take care of the ball tonight, but you know, that's 3rd and 12. That was almost kind of like a punt there. Not a bad decision. On 3rd and 12, you got to put one up there and hope for your player to make a play, but McCracken back there easily intercepts it and then does make a little bit of a mental mistake because if he would have gone down, it would be a touchback on the interception. They'd had the 20 instead. They're back all the way up to their 4-yard line.
Yeah, as a defensive back, though, when the ball finds its way into your hands, you want to try and run that thing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And if you're McCracken, if you see a little bit of daylight, you know you can outrun everybody.
Bulldogs backs up against the goal line here, and they will hand off. Oh, make a man miss, and almost broke it away. That's 24 Rathburn on that run right there.
I tell you what, Rathburn was one defender from maybe outrunning his 60-yard run from last week there, Jake.
Yeah, I think that was number 20, Mcclure, on the tackle there. He just jumped up and hung on to Rathburn and rode him down.
You know, we talked about him in pregame. He's Hayesville's leading tackler from the safety position. One thing he does for the Hayesville defense when they do give up big plays, he's kind of that sure tackler on the back end of their field. He keeps a lot of 10 and 15-yard runs from other teams from being 40 and 50-yard runs.
Rathburn does come off of the field, so Rumfelt going to be back there with, not sure, maybe Laney
Yeah,
again?
that was Laney, and then they motioned him out. It's a handoff to number 21 for Murphy.
Big hit there. Nice play there by that Yellow Jackets.
That's another.
Front.
That's the guy that forced the fumble earlier for Hayesville, number 56, William Wimpy. You know, he's an undersized nose guard, Jake. You know, in the low hundreds weight range. But sometimes those little guys get a quick jump off the ball, as he did there, and was able to find his way into the backfield. He got a 5-yard tackle for loss there. It's going to be 2nd and 15. Bulldogs. We got 6:12 left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that was a handoff to, I believe, number 21, Rylan Dickey, and Dickey was stopped in the backfield. They're going to send Dickey in motion here. Rumfelt's going to roll out, put this ball in the air, and he does. He's got Aguilar, and that's going to move the chains. Nice little pitch and catch there, and we've talked about it all night, but Rumfelt is definitely on this game.
Yeah, and I don't know if we've seen a better quarterback matchup in the conference tonight. I would argue to say, even though Murphy does have a commanding lead, we've seen great quarterback play from both sides tonight. But, you know, what I'll say is the distinctive difference, Jake, is when Rumfeld drops back to pass, he's got all day to throw, and that is a huge benefit, whereas we've seen multiple times Caldwell, when he drops back to pass, he's running all over the place just trying to get enough time to get a pass off.
Well, he's going to go under center here. A little pre-snap motion handoff up the right side. What a seam right there. And nobody in front of him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
That is going to be about a 65-yard run. I did not see who got that.
That's a backbreaker right there if you're a Bulldog fan. I believe that was
number 20?
Number 20, John Ledford, I believe. It was either 20 or 21.
You know, as Ray Rathburn went to the sideline, you got to think you got to think John Ledford thinks to himself, you know, I can match Rathburn's 60-yard run from last week with one of my own.
Yeah. big time play there for the Bulldogs as they take a 33-6 lead. Annie Kate Dalton's going to try to make it 34-6 with 5:25 left here in the third.
Good snap, good kick. She's been perfect on her night from her extra points. We have a 34-6 Bulldog lead with 5:25 of the play here in the third quarter. This is Caleb Tallman with our Team FYN Sports Director Jake West on FYNTV.com. We'll be back with you after the break.
Here we are back here in Hayesville, North Carolina. 5:25 left in the third. Carlson boots it away, and it's a good kick. Oh, it does skip out of bounds, though.
That's a tough break right there. He kicked it, and it hit the ball just outside the numbers and shot sideways. When you're a toe kicker like Carlson, you never really know where the ball's going to spin. As we saw one spin all the way through the end zone, we see one spin out of bounds there for him. Tough break.
Done a great job kicking the football,
Absolutely.
though, especially someone that's never done it before. He's on his third game kicking. He's made a huge improvement from the seen him in the first game against Andrews.
And you have to think, if you're head coach David Gentry, you probably like him out there a whole lot better than you like your star offensive lineman Yusuf Mugabro out there. Even though he did a good job doing kickoffs, that's kind of position you'd like to see him off the field on.
Yeah, especially when he's already playing offense and defense. We haven't seen him play much defense here at all. You got to wonder, is that going to be something the Bulldogs implement for the rest of this year? As Mcclure finds a seam, and he's going to take this one up the right sideline. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20.
One man to beat.
McCracken is going to push him out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, and that's what we were talking about in our pregame keys to the game. Give Blake Mcclure some space.
Yeah, that's a 60-yard run. You know, I wonder, as he changed jersey there, I wonder if the Bulldogs did not quite key in on him pre-snap, as he had to, with a ripped jersey, he had to change to number 21. And you were right on it there, Jake. I was looking down the right side. I was like, who the heck's number 21? And he's pretty fast. But big run there by Mcclure to put a little bit of life into this Yellow Jacket offense.
They trail 34-6, but they could get some big mo on their side if they can punch it in right here. And they're going to hand it off again. McClure trips in the backfield, but he's going to fall forward and get it to about the 2-yard line. Hayesville will have 2nd and 2.
Good 4-yard run there as he was getting hit in the backfield. You know, he's got a trait of a great high school back. Similar to a couple of the Murphy backs, like Rathburn especially, and Laney, he falls forward most of the time when he's getting hit.
And
got a pre-snap whistle. That's going to be a timeout, Murphy, as they're getting defenders on the field late there. We're going to take a quick break with you. This is Caleb Tong with our Team FYN Sports Director, Jake West, on FYNTV.com.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General.
Welcome back. Yellow Jackets threatening here. They're going to hand off to Mcclure. McClure's going to try to take the corner, and he's going to fall in there. 34-12. Number 21, Blake Mcclure, is going to fall into the end zone. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get that corner.
I mean, he got hit, and he was just able to reach the ball over the goal line there. As you hear the fireworks for Hayesville in the background.
I don't think we saw fireworks for the first touchdown.
No, we had them.
Oh, we did? Okay.
What you're forgetting is there's not been a lot of fireworks because this is only our second touchdown, Jake.
Yellow Jackets are going to go for 2, it looks like.
Yeah, after seeing that first one get blocked, I don't blame the Yellow Jackets here. Caldwell in the backfield. Shotgun snap.
They are going to throw it. Oh, makes a man miss, and he's going to walk into the end zone, it looks like. So that's going to make it 34-14. Yellow Jacket faithful is letting them hear it out there on the field. 4:29 left here in the third. Bulldogs lead 34-14. Yellow Jackets do have some momentum, though. For Caleb Tallman, this is Jake West. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Welcome back. Hayesville's going to try to squib kick this one. Maybe an onside kick, but it is going to go out of bounds.
You know, I'm not sure. Can you have offsetting penalties on a kickoff? Landon Jordan, they had blown the whistle, and he had a late hit there. And so the ball's out of bounds, which is a penalty on a kickoff. Brings it out to the 35.
They have a re-kick. Maybe.
Actually, I believe what's going to happen here, Jake, and maybe I'm dead wrong, but we'll find out. That's a dead ball penalty, and so the first penalty is going to take it out to the 35-yard line because of the out-of-bounds kick, and then the personal foul should back it up 15 to the 20-yard line.
So basically, nothing happened on that kickoff. Good kickoff by Hayesville.
No, excuse me. The flag, I thought we had a late hit. I was wrong. They did not call a late hit there. The flag we saw was just for the out-of-bounds kick, so Murphy Bulldogs will take over at the 35.
It's 22-20, another score. 22-20, Andrews leading Cherokee in Cherokee as Rathbun's got some space, and Asher Brown's going to force him out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
You can just tell, Murphy Bulldogs have several players that go both ways. I'd say consistently going both ways on Hayesville's offense and defense. You got 8 or 9 guys at least getting quite a bit of playing time. And you can just tell this Murphy offensive line has worn Hayesville down. And so every single snap, you're getting 3 or 4 yards of pushback. I mean, even on the play where they fumbled, he was already 5 yards deep. It just, Hayesville's defensive line is trying their best, but Murphy's giving them a big push every play.
Yeah, we're going to hand off to Juwan Allen, another back Murphy has, and able to create some space, get about 9 yards. Not enough to move the chains, but it'll be second and about a football length.
I tell you what, Callum Rumfelt, even now handing the ball off, the snaps are good. This Murphy offense is humming. And regardless of how good your defenses are, as they play some stiff competition like Robbinsville and then get into playoffs, you're going to have to score some points. And if you get this kind of play out of Kellen Rumfelt, you're feeling pretty confident about that.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy's always got a backfield that's hard to handle, but when you add a quarterback like Rumfeld in there that can throw the ball like that on a dime to Aguilar as they pick up about 20 yards through the air there. We do have a flag in the backfield.
We do have a flag in the backfield. That's usually in the area of holding. I don't care if that's holding or not, though. That's another dime from Rumfelt.
Yeah, great pass on the run, too.
The play was
something to watch. Sorry to interrupt you, Caleb. McCracken hobbled off the sideline there. So he's going to miss at least this play. He's got his helmet off, limping a little bit.
Kind of looks like he might have been cramping there just a little bit.
So it is going to be holding, and back the Bulldogs up. Nonetheless, great play by the Bulldogs, great pass, great catch.
If they can repeat that, they'll get a first down anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I guess that had to have been a personal foul or a block in the back, maybe not holding, because that backed him up 15 yards, not 10. But, this is the first time I've seen Murphy since last year, Jake. I did watch a little bit of your first broadcast over there as I was covering a Hayesville playoff game, but Rumfelt's grown leaps and bounds.
Yes, he has. He's going to take this one in the shotgun and hand it off. They're going to punch it up the gut here and get quite a few yards.
Yeah, get about 6 or 7 yards there.
That was Ray Rathburn on the carry, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 18, I believe.
I know he didn't play in the second half last week. I don't know what the injury was, Jake. You may know more about that. It's a good sign for the Murphy faithful that Ray Rathburn, he's played both ways, made big hits on defense, and really carried a good load on offense for them today. So obviously he's fully healthy with him playing just about every snap.
Yeah, if he's playing in the third quarter of a game that's 34-14, he's pretty much 100%. And it looks like Bulldogs going to send Rumfelt out in the shotgun. He's going to roll out left, going to look deep, and he's going to uncork one. And it's either going to be picked off or a touchdown. Oh, my gosh. What a play by the Bulldogs there. They are going to say he's down at the half-yard line. Come on, Ref. Put him in there. What a play. I mean, I'm not sure who that was on the receiving end of that, but he went up and took that away from a Hayesville defender, it looks like.
I mean, and that was great coverage by number 24 for Hayesville, Cable Krieger. I mean, he's all over him, but Krieger is a smaller DB, and that was a jump ball. They both got hands on it, and the Bulldog receiver just ripped it away. So you're going to have 1st and goal from the 1 foot line for Murphy.
That was on a 3rd and 18, too.
Plenty of arm strength by Rumfelt, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. And they may sneak this one in with Rumfelt. No, they're going to hand it off and let Rathburn add to his touchdown total.
I mean, that ball was what, 60 yards through the air?
That was a toss right there, trying to see who is on the receiving end of that. Excuse me, I wasn't able to see that from up here in the box, but it was number 11, Hunter Laney, junior. Hunter Laney, 6'3", 180 pounds. That 6'3" comes in handy right there.
If you've ever seen Hunter Laney out on the basketball court on a fast break, the way you watch him can throw down a dunk, no surprise to see him come down with a jump ball catch there.
Yeah, what a play. Hunter Laney, not you would expect McCracken and Aguilar to be on the receiving end of a Rumfelt pass, but
well, and I think what you see there is McCracken had to go out of the game, maybe cramp it up a little bit, and what you saw was Laney get to go into the game there and make a big play. The Bulldogs are good on their 2-point conversion.
Tell you what 42-14 here, minute 52 left. Just want to touch on this, Caleb, before we go to break. Cherokee just blocked an Andrews punt, and Cherokee has the ball on Andrews' 4-yard line. They're trailing 22-20 with about 3 minutes left in the 4th. So Cherokee punches this in, they'll take the lead, and that'll make next week's game even more important between Andrews and Hayesville. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Cross is going to boot it deep, trying to keep this one inbounds, and it's going to take a little bad hop and go out of bounds again. He's getting it down there to about the 8 or 9 yard line, but it's just falling out of bounds.
Yeah, no lack of leg strength.
He's just got to try to start that thing off a little more left, so when it does take a kick like that, he can use it to his advantage. We saw Carlson burn the Yellow Jackets early on in this game with those squib kicks, as it was able to get all the way back to the last line of receivers for Hayesville. But Hayesville's going to start this drive at the 35-yard line. They'll be down 42-14, but you got to like what you've seen out of Hayesville in the second half. I know they were losing, but they've played pretty good.
Yeah, Carlson's leg may be getting a little tired. He has had to kick off 7 times.
That's true. Hunter Laney's going to come in on defense here. They're going to bring McCracken up and put him on Asher Brown. I thought that might be something they did. As
it's good to see, though, that McCracken's healthy and okay back out on the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Little quarterback sneak there by Hayesville. Kind of looked like it may have been a broken play or a direct quarterback run, but as is, Logan Caldwell was only able to pick up 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Hayesville from their own 36-yard line as they look towards the sideline to get the play.
Minute 15 ticking on the clock in the third. Hayesville taking their time a little bit here.
Caldwell takes a snap. He hands off to Taylor Mcclure, who's got no room to go anywhere. He's got maybe about a 1 yard gain.
McClure looked like he ran into his own blocker there.
You know, you got to think if you're Hayesville at this point, you probably don't have time for a comeback, barring something crazy. And so at this point, you're trying to prepare yourself for next week. Let's keep Caldwell's confidence high. This is his best game as a varsity quarterback, regardless of the score. He has taken care of the ball tonight, other than 1 interception, and even that interception was not a bad play on a 3rd and long.
I want to say this too. I don't want any Hayesville fans to take this the wrong way, but Hayesville coming in this year was shooting to finish 3rd place in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Absolutely.
And they've got a huge game next week to try to make that happen against Andrews, another team that's on the rise. Carlson's going to throw back across his body, and it's going to be picked off. Is that number 11, Hunter Laney again? He's got one man to beat. He's got to fumble it. Oh, I don't know if it went out of the end zone.
No, I believe it fumbled out of bounds at the 1 yard line. And that's another example there. That's a good break for Murphy as he returned that almost to the end zone. And if that ball is 1 yard forward, it would have been a touchback Hayesville ball. Instead, it's going to be Murphy ball as we end the 3rd quarter.
Hunter Laney, I mean, have a
night.
Have a last few couple of plays as he reaches up and catches that touchdown pass from Rumfelt and then intercepts that one, takes it all the way down to the 1 before fumbling it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll bring you back to 4th quarter action of Murphy and Hayesville here in Hayesville, North Carolina. So Murphy's going to switch ends of the field here, and they're going to have it on the 1 yard line after that big interception returned about 30 yards by Hunter Laney. And Bulldogs probably going to just hand this one off.
I'd hand it to Hunter Laney. I don't think he's in the backfield. But, man, does the kid deserve a touchdown?
And I believe I didn't see any. Did they get in? I know they.
Yeah, they got in there, and I'm not sure it's going to happen here because they scored, but then you have a dead ball penalty, late hit.
That's going to be enforced on the extra point, I believe, if he was already
or I believe if I was Hayesville's coach, I would enforce that on the kickoff.
Yeah. I'm not sure who got in there for the Bulldogs, but
I think it might have been Ray Rathburn. He's either Rathburn or the other Laney, 34. I know I saw a 4 over there.
It's going to be 48-14. And
After the play, personal foul against Murphy is the call.
not sure. I guess Mcclure is going to elect to enforce this on the kickoff instead of the extra point. We got a new kicker out there. Carlson, who handles kickoffs for the Bulldogs, is going to be trying to attempt the extra point here. Not sure if he's ever kicked one. I know he's never kicked one of these in a game in his life. Don't know if he's ever done it in practice.
You know he's got the leg strength.
Oh, yeah. Oh, little flat there, but
it looked kind of just like one of his kickoffs.
Yeah, can't blame the kid. As this is his third game kicking, first extra point kick ever. But if he is able to finally get some good form and put some air under that, he can probably kick a 40-yarder.
Yeah, the leg strength is there. After the Murphy score, it's 48-14 Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick break. This is Caleb Tallman for Jake West on FYNTV.com.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctor's offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report.
Carlson's going to line drive kick this one. Hayesville's going to pick it up and finally get some good blocking. Make something happen. He's got a seam. And he's going to be taken down.
Got a late flag.
Across the 50. We do have a late flag. Not sure what that could be.
I can tell you what I can think it is. Unnecessary.
Who is that? 24th for the Yellow Jackets.
24 Cable Krieger. Fun stat for you right there. He was second in all the conference in total return yards last year. So when he gets opportunities in little space, we know he's a dangerous returner. They're gonna have face mask on the Bulldogs. He got upended. I don't know how there was a face mask penalty there, but the Yellow Jacket faithful will take it, and that's going to bring the ball all the way to the. I guess it was the 5-yard face mask penalty. That one always confuses me, Jake. That's going to take it out to the Bulldog 39.
Rathburn is going to come off the field for this defensive play.
Caldwell in the backfield. Lunsford to his right. The younger Mcclure, Taylor to his left. Takes the shotgun snap. It's low, but he corrals it. Hand off to Lunsford, who's trying to fight for some tough yards, but there's just nothing there. As he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets about 1 yard there.
Yeah, Bulldogs just stand him up right there.
I will tell you, Jake, me and you were on the call for the Hayesville-Franklin game, so I'll ask your opinion here for the Hayesville faithful here. The execution has come a long way since game 1, and if they play like this against some other teams, I think third place is well within reach.
I do too, and obviously that's what we talked about. That's their goal coming into this season. As I'm trying to get an update on the Cherokee Andrews score. Last I heard it was 22-20. Andrews was up, but Cherokee was threatening.
Another handoff to Lunsford there, and he carries a couple of Bulldog defenders 7-8 yards there, all the way out for a Hayesville first down. It's going to be first and 10 Hayesville from the Bulldog 25 there. Tough running by Lunsford.
Is Blake Mcclure, is he out there, or do you think Coach is going to set him for the rest of this one, it being out of reach?
I see him over there with his helmet off. He looks healthy to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's healthy. I just was asking your opinion.
It's out of reach.
Yeah.
And also for Hayesville right now, one of the things you're trying to do is you're trying to find some other weapons. You know what you have in Mcclure. This game's over. So can you find another couple of backs, receivers that can give you big offensive output? Another handoff to Lunsford. He's running hard, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's got a hole there. Finally going to be stopped at about the 8-yard line.
He had one man to beat there, I believe. His number 11 is Ty Laney. Or not Ty.
Hunter Laney.
Hunter Laney there. If he doesn't get him by the ankles there, Lunsford would have been in for the score. Another 12, 13-yard run there by Lunsford. Like I said, trying to find some more weapons. Lunsford had a big touchdown catch last week. You're also finding some production from him in the backfield.
There he is again. Lunsford going to try to take it up the left side. 2 Bulldogs going to bring him down. I tell you what, over in Cherokee, there is a good game. Cherokee's on the Andrews 9, 4th and goal with less than a minute left. Andrews leads 22-20, and we know in mountain football, not a lot of teams have field goal kickers. So I would assume 4th and goal on the 9-yard line.
You know, we saw that last year. Andrews was over here at Hayesville and had a game-winning field goal. 30 seconds left, and it got blocked. That's a tough one. As a coach, I don't know. Unless I got someone like Cody Klein from Robbinsville, I don't know if I feel real confident in the field goal. We'll be over at Andrews next week for the Hayesville-Andrews game. Hand off to Lunsford. He loses a yard there. As for the 4th play in a row, he gets the handoff, and the Bulldogs are all over it right there. We're going to have third and goal from the Bulldog 5.
Jackets going to try to punch one in here and take some. I mean, they've played good offensive football except for the interception in the second half.
You know, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. That was really the first bad decision from the young quarterback Caldwell tonight. Third down, pre-snap motion. Caldwell takes the snap. It's a pop pass to Asher Brown. He's got a little bit of wiggle.
Oh, he's going to fumble it, and I believe a Bulldog fell on it.
And I tell you what, Asher Brown took a shot there, and the ball popped right out. And the Bulldogs recovered it. And Hayesville hoping to pound it in there right now with 8:25 left in the fourth quarter, but the Bulldogs will get the ball. It's 48-14. You know, we've seen a couple big plays from the young freshman there. A lot of people might not know this. He's only a freshman, Asher Brown. This is just his second year playing football. Got all the athleticism in the world, but some of the finer points of the game are still coming to him. And I'd expect him, by the time he's a junior or senior, he's going to be one of the big-time players in this conference.
I definitely think he'll find his way on our FYN all-conference team by the end of his career for sure. Bulldogs got their back against the wall here. Rumfeldt still in at quarterback. Got to think this is definitely going to be his last series. He may not even finish this series out as they want to let Tyler Laney come in. Or Cole Laney, excuse me. Nice handoff there and run. Oh, probably a touchdown-saving tackle there.
That's number 4 for Hayesville, Isaac Chandler, the freshman on the tackle. You know, I feel like I say that a lot for Hayesville, the freshman and the sophomore.
That was 34 sophomore Ty Laney on the run there. Found a nice hole. Good vision there.
Hayesville, I think as we're going to see towards the end of the season and into next year, all this playing time for the freshmen and sophomores on varsity, you know, there's some growing pains, just like we saw with the fumble by Asher Brown. But you got to think, you've also seen some big plays out of freshmen and sophomores, like Kyle Lunsford, the touchdown run by Taylor Mcclure. All that playing time is going to pay dividends for Hayesville's future.
14, Cole Laney is actually going to not come in at quarterback. He's going to come in at wide receiver. And Jackets are all over that one as they hand it off to number 2, Isray Smith. Quick update for you. Cherokee punched it in. So they now lead 26-22 with about a minute and a half left to go in that game. So close one brewing over there in Cherokee. Instant classic brewing over there, really.
You know, the one thing is, and we'll see, is that they got a young quarterback. I believe it's the Bateman kid. I can't remember his first name. Excuse me, Andrews fans, but you know, I don't know if Andrews has the passing offense running that veer to take it a long way. Maybe they can get a big kickoff return.
Rumfeld's going to take this snap and Handoff's going to be to Juwan Allen. Another touchdown saving tackle there by the Yellow Jackets. Can't believe that was.
You know, that's one of my favorite plays that Murphy runs. I know you're a former Murphy Bulldogs, Jake, because that ball was initially handed to number 34, Laney, and then he made a handoff to who was it, Allen? Little trickeration in the Murphy backfield. I've seen them run that play for some big success over the years.
Laney checks out. 34, Ty Laney checks out. Cole Laney still in the game.
I apologize to Bulldog fans. We got 3 Laneys out there, and I'm getting them all mixed up, but Rumfelt's still in the game at quarterback.
Take the snap, hand off to number 2. Oh, making a man miss, and getting about 20 yards on the carry there is number 2, Israel Smith.
You know, he's not played football in a few years, but man, you can see he's got some wheels on him. You know, and that's one of the things for this Murphy Bulldog team. I think coming into the year, you knew about Rathburn, but you weren't quite sure, other than Rumfeld at the quarterback position, what were their weapons on offense going to be. But they're quickly finding out. They have no shortage of big-time playmakers on offense, do they, Jake?
No, Ty Laney and John Ledford, 2 sophomore running backs, definitely answered that question. Israel Smith getting some more action, breaking a tackle, and he's going to take this one all the way home. Score his first touchdown of the year. Number 2, Israel Smith, punching it in with 5:40 left here in the game.
And I know we're in a blowout game here, Jake, but when you saw him turn that corner, if I'm Coach Watson, the offensive coordinator for Murphy, I'm trying to find him the ball in space, because that was just amazing. When you watched him turn the corner, there was not a Yellow Jacket defender that had any chance of catching him.
Yeah, number 40, Cody Carlson's going to come on and attempt this extra point here.
See if we can get a little more air under this one.
Bulldogs just trying to give him some practice here.
Always good to have depth at every position, even kicker.
And he gets that one up, but I believe it's going to be wide right.
Had the height that time.
He just takes a little while to string everything together. 54-14, 5:43 left. Bulldogs lead. Jake West, Director of Sports, here with Caleb Tallman. We're live on FYN TV in Hayesville, North Carolina. We'll be right back.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Carlson, what a boot that was. He's going to take that one back to the 5. Jacket's going to return it. And good little return there.
Good return by Tyler Anderson, number 17, the senior. But like you said, that one was not rolling out of bounds. He kicked that one dead straight, almost all the way back to the Hayesville 5. You almost think that it almost been better. Let it roll out of the end zone, but then Anderson did get a good return and got it past touchback territory. Still see the young Caldwell out on the field for Hayesville at quarterback. We saw this in Murphy last year a lot when Rumfeld, even in blowout games, winning, losing, which I don't think he actually had any blowout losses. Every snap's experience for Caldwell right now. We saw that with Rumfeld last year for Murphy. Good decision by head coach Chad Mcclure, as Caldwell is going to be a big piece of this Hayesville offense for years to come.
good pitch there, but
Taylor Mcclure made one tackler miss in the backfield, but then was wrapped up by several Bulldogs. Got about maybe a half yard. Did get back to the line of scrimmage, though.
28-28, Cherokee and Andrews. Big pass, Spencer Bateman. Actually, it's going to be 30-28 as Andrews went for two, punched it in. 1:14 left. Andrews scored in 20 seconds. Big pass.
I don't think we have too many Andrews fans listening to the broadcast, but that is the announcers or broadcasters' reverse psychology or the jinx there, whatever you want to call it, because I didn't say that Andrews would be able to pass the ball that quickly down the field, and they got me dead wrong. Looks like Andrews is going to pick up a big win, making next week's matchup against Hayesville that much more important.
Yeah, next week's matchup, we will be live. I think you'll be over there, Caleb, with the CEO of FetchYourNews, Brian Pritchard, BKP. You guys will be on the call over there at Andrews. That's I believe, without a doubt, that's for third place in the conference, that game right there. As Andrews hosts Hayesville next week.
I'll be interested to see, because Andrews picked up a couple of important wins early now with Cherokee and Swain. But Cherokee played them that tough. Hayesville wins that game. They're in pole position for third place, but still have several tough games left. Caldwell evades a Murphy tackler and breaks one or two tackles, and he's upfield for a big first down. It was 3rd and 8, and he picked up about 15, 16 yards in the run.
Good decision there. I think he definitely could have. He could have tucked it and ran a little more in this game, I believe. But obviously, he's a pass-first quarterback.
Yeah. Which is what you want to see. I mean, honestly, and you can see him growing up before your eyes. A lot of similarities between Caldwell and Rumpelt. Good athletes back there, both gunslingers. In future, if Hayesville can find in some of their games coming up more time for Caldwell to pass, I imagine him just being able to deliver strikes all over the field.
Next week we're going to have another good young quarterback matchup with Hayesville and Andrews.
Handoff up the middle of Taylor Mcclure. He almost broke loose of that ankle tackle, but not quite. Did pick up 5 yards on the first down run. I tell you what, Taylor Mcclure last year did not play a ton as a JV for the Hayesville team. As an 8th grader, did have a little growth spurt in the offseason. And I mean, he's out there making big plays on offense, big plays on defense. Had his first varsity touchdown tonight. Might be calling another Mcclure big runs in the future for the Hayesville Yellow Jacket football team. Caldwell takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out left. Man, he fits one in a tight window there to the tight end, Avery Leatherwood. Bulldog defender all over him, but Caldwell puts it only where his tight end can make the catch. I mean, we've seen Caldwell hit a lot of tight windows tonight, Jake.
Yeah, we have. We've got 3:05 left here in the game. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They're trailing 54-14.
Tell me, Jake, I know you're on the call of Murphy next week. Who's Murphy got for their home game next week?
Next week, Murphy's going to play host to Swain. Was a real tight one last year between Swain and Murphy. That's where Coach Gentry broke the North Carolina all-time wins record over in Swain. So always a little heated between Swain and Murphy. I know when I was in high school, it was definitely between Swain, Murphy, and Robbinsville who was going to be the conference champs. But I expect a good one over there. Swain's kind of rebuilding. They're a little down this year. But we got a timeout here on the field. We'll take a quick timeout with 3:05 left in the ballgame. Little late coming back. Hayesville's got a pitch up the right side, and is that the other Mcclure fighting for a few yards?
the young Taylor Mcclure fighting off a couple of tacklers for Murphy. You know, even though this game's decided, you'd have to think it'd be great after the red zone fumble for Hayesville in the last possession. It'd be great to see them score here late in the game. Just that momentum, every touchdown, every positive play for this young Hayesville team has to be good for their confidence moving forward.
30-28 the final in Cherokee. Andrews squeaks by in a thriller against the Braves. And Hayesville's taking the snap and handing it off. Good run there by Mcclure again.
And kind of like we saw with Murphy and like Isra Smith in the last possession, Hayesville out there finding some new offensive weapons. It's a long year. Actually, I say it's our shortest football season we ever had, but you never know when one of your offensive players is going to go down for a series, for a play, for a game. And it's good for Hayesville to be finding another weapon in the young Taylor Mcclure out there. Big play there by Caldwell. Gets the Murphy defenders to bite on the pump fake and hits the tight end, Avery Leatherwood, for the 15-yard catch and a touchdown. Some late literal fireworks here. Not fireworks in terms of the score in a close game, but as Hayesville does shoot off fireworks after every touchdown. And it's going to be 54-20 as Hayesville will attempt an extra point. Their first extra point was blocked, and then they went for 2 on the second one. Be good to see the young freshman kicker, Isaac Chandler, be able to get one put through here.
Snapped good, holds down. And it is good. 54-21, Bulldogs lead, but good to see some young Yellow Jackets get some playing time and punch one in. 1:52 left in the fourth. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're live here in Hayesville, North Carolina. Yellow Jackets playing host to the Bulldogs. Jackets did just punch one in, make it 54-21. They kick it off. Bulldogs take it, and going to take it the other way. Man, if he could have...
He had one guy to beat, but that's number 25 for Hayesville. The sophomore, Brian Tavenport on the tackle.
Sophomore wide receiver, defensive back, Cameron Grooms.
Got a lot of young guys getting into the game right now.
Yeah, we do. I wonder if we're going to see Rumfeld come out and run this series at quarterback, or if we'll see number 14, Cole Laney. Looks like 14 is out there taking the signal, so he will be at quarterback. Like to see him try to, I know they're up 54-21 with a minute 39 left, but we would like to see him at least throw one pass. Haven't seen him throw a pass this year.
Yeah, it's always tough. I mean, you don't want to feel like you're trying to run it up, but you also want to try and get some of your young players some experience.
Gonna go under center here, take the snap, bad snap, he's gonna fall on it.
I think his center recovered that for him. No, that's number 33 in the backfield.
Asher Brinke, senior running back, falls on that one and keeps Murphy.
Yeah, and that one's tough though. It's, you know, it's the fourth quarter. You've not taken a snap. Maybe you take a couple of practice snaps at halftime, but you're coming in late in the fourth quarter and you're trying to take a snap under the center. Just a little bad exchange there.
Good snap there, and the handoff is to Smith again, I believe. He's going to lay a mean stiff arm and pick up about 18 or 19 yards on that play. 45 seconds left ticking off the clock here.
You'd have to imagine this, unless there's an incomplete pass or a penalty or the ball out of bounds or something like that, you have to imagine it's probably our last play of the game, Jake. We're going to go to a quick commercial break after the game, fans, for about 2 or 3 minutes. But stay with us as we're going to get interviews of both head coaches after the game.
Bulldogs do have to run a play here. And snap it. Hand off to Brinky. And I believe that'll do it. Bulldogs come into Hayesville and take one from the Yellow Jackets, 54-21. Caleb Tallman will be live in Andrews, North Carolina, as Hayesville travels over there, and that's definitely going to be our game of the week, without a doubt. Murphy will take on Swain at home in Murphy, so we'll also be live there.
I'd imagine with Swain down this year, you think this score is a blowout. I have a feeling Murphy's going to have a rare chance to really put it on Swain next week.
54-21, Bulldogs win over the Yellow Jackets. We'll stay with us. We'll be right back after this break with interviews with both head coaches, Coach Mcclure and Coach Gentry.
We are proud of our coworkers and grateful to our community.
We want you to know that our hospitals,
our emergency rooms,
our doctors' offices are all open and safe.
We are ready
to take care of you and your family.
That's what it means to be essential.
That's what it means to be Erlanger. Learn how we're keeping you safe at erlanger.org/safe.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
This is John Fullerton, Vice President and General Manager of Jackie Jones Chevrolet. Here you will always get a Carfax history report on every pre-owned vehicle we sell. If you're looking at a used car and the dealer doesn't provide you a Carfax, don't walk away, run.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Here we are live in Hayesville, North Carolina, 54-21. Jake West, director of Team FYN Sports here. Head coach David Gentry is joining me. Coach, you did a lot of things right in that game, start to finish. What were you most impressed with during that dominating 54-21 win over Hayesville?
I thought our offense, played real well. We ran the ball at will. We ran the ball any place we want to run it. And our backs and offensive line is always our strong point, as you know. I think we got one of the better offensive lines around, and our backs ran real hard and really opened some big holes, and we ran well. So and we passed the ball well. Our defense showed a little bit. I think they were a little bit down this week, but I think they played all right. They just got to play better next week.
You had some injuries last week against Franklin. We saw those guys back a little bit. Are you at 100% right now, or is everybody still a little bit banged up?
Well, every game you're going to get some people banged up. And, by the time we think we're back at it, we go play a game and we get other people banged up. So I don't know. We'll just have to take a look at it tomorrow and see how many people show up at trainer and just hope we can get everybody ready for next Friday night. Now that's what we do. Yusuf didn't practice one day. I mean, only day he practiced was Thursday this week. He had a bad ankle, really twisted bad. We got a lot of little injuries over there. Hopefully they're none major, but I'm sure hopefully we get everybody in by next Wednesday and be ready to go for Swain.
Yeah, got Swain next week. That's what I was going to ask you about. No Neil Blankenship over at Swain this year, but still expect a pretty good matchup. Murphy and Swain's always a good one. What are you looking for out of your team heading into next week?
Well, Murphy's Swain game has always been a big one, like you said. I think even though Neil's not there, they run the same offense, run the same defense, and I mean he's got his handprint all over that offense and defense. So they don't do anything different. So we're going to see the Veer. We're going to see that, and they got a real good Veer quarterback. He's a senior. He's been running that offense for 3 years, and that's probably going to make it tough on us. We're going to have to be really alert and be disciplined on defense. If you don't be disciplined, then they're going to hurt you real bad.
Yeah, they are. Thank you, Coach. I won't take up any more of your time. Good job out there today.
Thank you.
Let's see. Kellen. That was our interview with head coach David Gentry of the Murphy Bulldogs. We're going to talk to our Team FYN Sports Player of the Game, Kellen Rumfelt. Kellen, best game I've seen you play probably your high school career. You've settled in. Last week was great. This week even better. What are you building upon? Like what are you really focusing on? We had the whole Bulldogs as a whole had a shaky outing against Andrews, and then you kind of settled in. And I think the team is following right behind you.
Yeah, I knew what I did first game, and I was just trying to do too much. And the week after that, the coaches came up to me and they said, you just need to focus on the little things. And so that's what I've been focusing on, getting set up quicker, throwing with my feet set, not overstriding. And that's been what's helped me the last 2 weeks.
Makes it a lot easier when you can throw a bomb to a guy like number 11 straight down the sidelines. Was that Hunter doesn't get a lot of playing time at wideout. Was he out there just because McCracken limped off the field earlier, or is that a play that you guys called knowing it was third and forever to have your biggest guy out there in Laney?
Well, to be honest with you, it was not. That was not who I had planned on throwing to, but it worked out. He was open, and I gave him a shot, and he went up and got it. I was real proud of him on that.
All right, Cal, I won't take up too much of your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us. We'll see you next week against Swain. All right, we're going to have our Hayesville guy, Caleb Tallman. He was with me on the broadcast. He's going to interview Hayesville head coach Blake Mcclure. Can't talk enough about the job Coach Mcclure has been able to do in turning this Hayesville program around. Scoreboard not in the favor of the Yellow Jackets tonight, but we watched you guys play in the Franklin game, and you guys have it's like a whole completely different team just 3 games in. So I'll let Caleb take over here.
I'm here with head coach Chad Mcclure. Our camera's right up there, Coach, as you see. Tough loss tonight, but you just played the toughest schedule I think any 1A team in the state's going to play in the first 3 games. Talk a little bit first about how proud of your team you are, just for the way they've grown from game 1 to game 3, facing just a really tough schedule.
Yeah, it's been tough, but I told my kids You don't ever want to be satisfied with being close, but we've played 3 quality opponents. Franklin, Robbinsville, Murphy. But they haven't quit. They're very young. Their attitudes are great. In there just a second ago, they were telling each other, "Don't be late in the morning." So I'll tell you, that's a credit to them. Just told them to keep their eyes forward. We've got 4 winnable games if we continue to get better, and I think we will.
And so third place is up for grabs, Coach. I know our playoffs are cut in half this year. I'd have to imagine, though, that if you get third place, you win out, you have a really good chance. At least you're giving yourself the opportunity to make the playoffs. Tell us a little about your team goals. I think I've already stated a little bit obvious, but what does your team need to do coming down the stretch in these last 4 games to give them a chance at a top 3 finish and a chance at the playoffs?
Well, we just have to take it one game at a time and continue to focus on us, and that's what we've been talking about at practice. That we have to get better at what we do. We have to execute better. We have to cut down on our turnovers. We got to sustain drives. But the kids are already talking. They're talking about wanting to make the playoffs, so that's a good sign.
And one of the big things I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Coach, you faced 3 of the toughest teams you could possibly face, Murderers Row to start the season. But while other teams across the conference are banged up, I know you all had a really solid strength and conditioning program in the off season. Went 6 months longer than we all hoped for. But it appears to me, coming into these last 4 games of the season, all your key players are healthy and ready to go. Is that correct in my assumption?
Yes, as far as I know. I haven't talked to our trainer, but I think for the most part, we're healthy, and the long off season in the weight room helped our young kids. We've got, I think, 16 freshmen and sophomores, and several of them starting. So, it's I think the future's bright if they'll continue to work hard and keep a good attitude and keep their eyes forward and focus one game at a time.
Last question here, Coach. Tell us a little bit about your young quarterback, sophomore Logan Caldwell. He's gone from the Franklin game to bright eyes, kind of not scared, but really just it wasn't coming to him very quickly in the first couple of games, to tonight playing one of the best teams you're going to play all year. I know we had 2 interceptions. One of them, in my opinion, is as good as a punt on 3rd and long. Did make one bad decision, but he's grown up before our eyes. I think he's going to be a big part of your offense and your team as a whole moving forward. Just tell us about your young quarterback and what you guys are looking from him moving forward.
Logan's he's a competitor. He wants to win. He wants to do well. He's young. It's really his 3rd game. So he's getting better at his reads. He's such a competitor. Sometimes, he does things that he shouldn't, but he's learning. And I'm trying to get him to, focus on the next play when those mistakes happen. And, he's going to make mistakes, but, just like you said, I think each game he's gotten better for us, and that's made our offense better.
Absolutely. Team FYN Sports will be on the call at Andrews next week. We will be having the Murphy Swain game at Murphy. My partner, Jake West, will be on the call there. I'll be on the call with our EEO, BKP, at Andrews for the Hayesville-Andrews game, which is shaping up to possibly be a 3rd-place matchup in the conference this year. Make sure Bulldog fans and Yellow Jacket fans alike, my partner, Jake West, will be doing a Murphy write-up to come out tomorrow afternoon. I will be doing a Hayesville write-up to come out tomorrow afternoon. This is Caleb Tallman signing off for my partner Jake West. This is Team FYN Sports on FYNTV.com.